Welcome back to episode 54 of Action Toon Bros. Hell yeah. We are here at the series finale of She-Ra.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, it's been a while. It's been a long, strange trip.
Yes, it has. Strange is putting it mildly.
Yeah, for an absolutely amazing series that has been a joy to watch and a joy to talk about.
It really has, man. And again, with us for the series finale of this.
Joined us for every single episode this season.
For every single episode of She-Ra, we have Tara and Kaylee.
Hell yeah.
Hello. Hola.
Welcome back, you two. And of course, we have to do our customary breaking into someone's apartment. It's been weeks, but we've got back into Chris's apartment when he's not here. We're going to try to record this episode before he gets back. He does not know we're here right now.
Hey, Chris, you okay if we do this recording?
He says,
he says yes.
Thank you, and yes. So,
he says yes, thank you. I love being tied up in
However, this time we locked him in his bathroom.
Yeah, so we'll try to. Well, we're not going to be quick, but we'll record along with record.
Yeah, this is the series.
Hey, he's got water. He'll live.
Yeah,
exactly. But he doesn't have cats, so
they'll be fine too.
Yeah, they're locked in a separate
They're chilling
room.
out.
But anyway, just saying that this is a wild ride, that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, it was actually. I'm surprised it was we really crammed a ton of episodes in just to make this a lot quicker than was. But our Young Justice was. But this has been so fucking fun to talk about these amazingly fun characters.
Oh, yeah.
Amazingly fun adventures with our friends who also love the series. Oh boy, that's so fucking fun.
So many good characters, so many good character developments and everything.
So many good characters, and so many good characters, and so many good characters.
I'm sorry. Kaylee is wielding a keyblade at me. Oh, sorry. A Keyblade at me. My apologies.
Keyblade. That's only one regular Keyblade.
No, it's a Keyblade.
Why?
Because the old man said it was pronounced Kai.
The Keyblade?
Yeah, it's called the Keyblade or the Keyblade.
He didn't say Keyblade. He said it's the Keyblade.
Actually,
or the Keyblade.
If you watch,
Leonard Nimoy himself said Keyblade.
Listen,
it's the Keyblade.
Listen, if you watch the, if you watch one of the cinematics from Birth by Sleep Final Mix, he tells Ventus that it's Keyblade, or it could be pronounced Keyblade, but it's all the same. He legit says that. But we are way off topic here.
It's a Greek letter anyway, so who cares?
You would be amazed, but we're not going to talk about that. You know what? What we're going to talk about?
We're here for She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
Exactly. We're not here for
gay
that
shit.
Yeah, gay shit. Well,
we're here for the
gay too. But
we're here for the gay shit.
Well,
Rainbows.
This is also gay.
Yeah.
Rainbow, glitter, bi, gay, queer, doesn't matter.
It's everybody and it's all inclusive, and it's She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
Hell yes.
What a wonderful series.
And but let's not keep them waiting. You legitimately, your last words a few weeks ago was, "We're gonna blue ball you."
Yeah. It's been several weeks.
So let's give them some relief, shall we? With episode
8.
Yes. 8 of Season 5, Shot in the
Dark.
And you're too late.
Episode. Oh god, shut up. It is a fun episode. They are beginning to approach Etheria, but we're warned last time of the blockade that
and sure enough,
prepped for them.
Boom! There is right there blockade.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, cool. We're just gonna barge in, run in, and everything. And Catcher's like, guys. Yeah. You fucking stupid.
How did I lose you, idiot?
Come on now. You gotta actually do some, I don't know, planning.
Yeah, she asks, the Bo asks, Catra, when you were controlled by him, did you know any weaknesses that he could have? And he's just no.
Everyone's like, we don't know his weaknesses. Wrong Hordak says, you are correct. We do not talk about Horde Prime's weakness. Oh, so he has a weakness. No, he does not. There's no weakness. No weak. Data not found.
Yeah. He mentions a planet called Christus.
Well, yeah, we do not speak of Christus. Critus. Sorry, Critus. We do not speak of Critus. Wait, so Critus is something on Critus is a weakness? There is no weakness. There is no weakness here in Horde Prime.
Yeah, of course. And this is when Adora's like, okay, Darla, do you know where this planet is?
Entrapta finds it, but it's encrypted. They needed administrator access, and of course, Adora, being the administrator, is just like, unlock, here it is, we need to go there. Yep. Cool!
They fly to the planet to try to discover what the possible weakness is. They all have their spacesuits now.
including Catra.
Yeah, Catra's has adorable little fucking ears on it.
Yeah.
and of course, who better but Bo has to be like, oh, look at your cute little ears.
Yeah, and then she does a very, very adorable sneeze. She's like,
yeah.
cute. Like, everyone's like, yo, she's so cute.
Yeah,
forgive her.
And Chapter's just like tip-tapping away, and she's like,
and Wrong Hordak refuses to get off of the ship, I believe. Is that right?
But he gets pulled off anyway.
Yeah.
But, tippity-tapping away, and Chapter, and she's like, good news, everyone. Puts off her space helmet, because they're all in space helmets. I found out that the atmosphere is actually breathable, and literally just takes off her helmet and chucks it far away.
They also not that they contain Wrong Hordak, don't they, inside the ship?
No, he's actually outside right now because later on in chapter does something to him.
Okay.
But of course, first time Bo talks about the helmet. Oh, if mine were so as cute as yours, I wouldn't want to take my helmet off either. Look at the little ears. And of course, dude, shut up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not cute.
She's a little cute.
Pretty much. And of course, it's all like not just a shut the fuck up. It was just like shut up, and it's a cute time.
I'm blushing, and you need to stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it! My gay little heart can't handle being bi.
She's fucking adorable as shit.
But then of course, there's like a spire.
Yeah, they also sent a life form, correct?
There's a heat signature somewhere,
yeah.
and they're gonna investigate what that heat signature is. So, they Adora, Bo, and Glimmer and Catra start to go to investigate. But Catra's like, wait a minute. So we're gonna look for this heat signature that we have no idea about in a place where we have no idea about, and the other three are just like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Works. We always barge along. Just again, she's like, I can't believe I lost.
How did I lose you? Hey, just remember, Catra. If it weren't for you, we would have been going through an entire blockade. So technically, this is your idea. So that's your mission. Yeah, Catra's first mission. Stop it! And I like it because she just walks over to Adora. I'm gonna kill your friends, and Adora smirking just don't.
Yeah, but this is when she says I'm sorry I got angry. I'm working on it, and she's like,
no, that's much later. Yeah. No, this one was just I'm gonna kill your friends. Please don't.
Yeah. We come back to Eartheria.
Yep, Etheria with Seahawk, Swiftwind, Perfuma, and everyone.
All the people who are not chipped just yet.
Yes, They see that
Castaspella?
No, not yet. Well, yes,
Shadow
but first they see that the camp their original camp is destroyed.
Yeah.
Immediately after they see that, Castaspella appears and they treat her like everyone else, They surround her in ice, and she's like, "What on earth are you doing to me?" And of course, Frosted looks on the back of the neck, just thumbs up like she's good.
Yeah, and then they also encounter Shadow Weaver, and they find out that she's lost Mysticor.
Yep. Well, at first it was we're gonna get Mystic. We can go to Mysticor. It is Micah's on their side.
Yeah, Micah's chipped. He's controlling it now.
We don't have Mysticor, and of course they're like, well, we got it. Cast a Spell is all about hey, we gotta go and fight. We gotta get my brother back. But Perfuma, the rational one, is no, we gotta make sure there's other survivors, and we gotta make sure everyone's safe first.
Yeah, and Shadow Weaver's always saying we need to get a new base before we do anything.
Well, no, Shadow Weaver's hey, Casta, you should come with me. I know a way we can do this. And Casta's I'm not gonna follow you. What the hell is wrong with you?
You mind controlled and kidnapped her brother and raised him all fucked up.
First off, you heard wrong. Secondly, look, we need to. Micah was really powerful.
Yeah.
You and I were nothing compared to him. We need more power. Follow me. And of course, Castaspell is I have my eye on you. You know that, right? And she's like, yeah, I do. Get the fuck over here.
Yep. Back on Critus,
yes.
They continue to try to explore. Wrong Hordak has a weird existential crisis regarding.
But yeah, as Entrapta is getting ready to give them instructions, she finds a hookup of information
from the old one
that she hooks up to Wrong Hordak.
Yeah,
and of course, Wrong Hordak is getting all of this information because, as stated, data never lies. And we know this because as Catra and the gang
they're
are exploring. Entrapta's hey, go straight ahead. There's a door there. and they see a wall. And they're like, what are you talking about? There is no door here. Data never lies. And in the background, you hear fucking Wrong Hordak having an existential crisis because we were lied to. And it's like, oh, don't mind him. He's just having an existential crisis.
Yeah, and this is when we get more of that adorable. Bo keeps saying how cute
the sneeze, the fucking sneeze. Oh,
it's just like, I'm not cute, and she like rips the door open. It's like,
I'm not cute. Tail literally sticking straight up and puffy. And of course, Bo just giving her a hard time. And just you want a door? Just literally cuts open a hole. There's your door. Yep, let's go through.
They again activate another trap in the spire because that's all they do is get themselves into good situations.
Yep.
They continue to explore as they discover that this is actually a first one's planet.
Right. But and also as they're going straight, they hear Entrap. They see that they're at the beginning again.
Yeah.
And they hear Entrap to say, "Hey, you should go to the left, and you go through the door at the end of the hall." Wait, what are you talking about? And they see just that. And they start walking through. And as they start walking through, they hear in Chapta, hey guys, I have good news for you. First off, Hordak is not having an existential crisis anymore. Like, he went from, like, scared to crying and everything. Now he's just like, we must stop the Horde at all costs. It is like, yeah. So anyway, we're going down this hall. What hall? The hall you told us to go down. This is the first time we've spoken in a while. And they're like, what? And by the way, who's your friend? What friend are you talking about? There's no one else here. Actually, I'm seeing 5 heat sources, and the 5th one is right behind you. They turn around, they see like this tall, like black figure with like a weird round head with like blue flames.
Yeah, weird flamey mane thing around it.
Yep.
Very cool. But look, didn't it find that this was the first one's planet and like something drove Hordak away? Yeah.
Yeah, like they were talking about that as all this was happening. Something like Hordak took over the planet,
defeated the first ones here, but something still turned him away.
But when he was trying to take over the planet, something chased him away.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know what it was.
And this is when they finally, they encounter the being, and she's talking with them.
And Catcher goes to attack, but then gets teleported away with the thing.
Yeah.
And then
they continue to dodge the defenses and all that kind of shit with the illusions of the stuff. Yeah.
Well, you read that way too quickly.
What?
Because Glimmer tries something, and then they find out it's illusions.
Oh, yeah.
You mumble read that so quickly.
Yeah. The magic and stuff is interfering with Prime's week. Yep. Okay, middle stuff.
And then they found out, and that's also when they found out that it was magic, because Glimmer's like, I can actually feel powerful. I can see. I can fight.
Yep, and this is when they figure out, it's the magic that's Prime's weakness.
Yep, they assume that it's magic.
Yeah, it's magic itself.
But
which also
with
he did
Catra,
mention last episode too as well. He mentioned that, like, what's so important about this weird planet with all this weird magic? It's so unpredictable.
But then back with Catra and the Thing actually transforms into like this big like
magical cat.
Magical cat thing.
Does it do multiple different forms or?
No, it starts off as the humanoid. The humanoid.
Yeah.
Then it goes to this thing. Only instead of having the blue around it, it's all red and angry. And Catra like chills out, like, hey, it's okay, and it calms down and actually, like,
communicates with them.
Well, not yet. Mm-hmm. Just like does like the little nose to hand thing, like letting her pet.
Cat breeding.
Yeah.
A little cute.
And then of course just calms down, and then Glimmer teleports. And, like, Glimmer falls down with Adora and Bo after teleporting, since she can actually feel magic, and it starts getting angry again. And Catra's just like, guys, I think I got this. Catra, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I got mad. I think this thing is connected with emotion. I need you guys to lay off me for a little bit so that I can try to communicate with this thing.
Yeah, and Adora's just like, oh, you're trying to be better. I love you.
Yes, I am. Can we please chill the fuck out? Okay, yeah, do your thing. And then, of course, like, when Adora finds out that this thing is magical too, she's like, hey, I'm magical too, glows her eyes a little bit, and then, of course, the creature, like, gives her, like, a little nuzzle lick. And then, all of a sudden, it starts making, like, sounds, and Catra's freaked out. Can anyone hear it talking right now? And everyone's like, no, we can't. It's like, wonderful. First off, its name is Milog. And
shapeshifter.
Oh, the people were draining the magic from this planet.
The first one's draining the planet.
Well, AKA the first ones.
Yep.
And then after the magic was mostly taken away, that's when the Conqueror appeared. AKA it transforms into Hordak. Horde Prime thing. Yeah. I want to say Hordak Prime all the time. But,
Hordak Prime.
Horde Prime, and it's like, oh, okay, but. He got scared. He got scared and ran away because Milog was still there, and he's the last of. Well, it's the last of their kind.
Yeah, and they also communicate that the magic and is what destroyed or stopped Hordak and Hordak. See, yeah, you can be doing it.
Not so funny now, is it?
And Milog is now figuring out that they are going to stick with this crew and kind of help them fight it with Etheria.
Yep, but they still don't know what they can do to get through the blockade, and that's when Catra's like, "Hey, this is gonna sound crazy, but I think I got an idea." We cut to Shadow Weaver and Castaspella. Castaspella is just like, dude, you're playing me, you're funning me. All you want is power. All you want is power and everything. And Shadow Weaver actually reveals that the planet itself is they thought that Etheria, with the first ones, they thought Etheria was like a weapon, like a mass-produced thing. But thanks to the whole incident with the first one's tech and trying to use the heart of Etheria, it's actually it was draining the magic from the planet, and the planet's actually living. What? A planet is actually organic? But and Shadow Weaver's like, yeah, we need to bring magic back. We need to get all this first one's tech stuff out of the way and actually have the magic come back. And what I need you to do, by the way, this is Shadow Weaver talking. What I want you to do is help me to release it and make sure I don't take control of the power. I'm like,
oh, they never really go into that weird fucking eldritch thing she summoned when she first tapped into whatever the fucking power that was.
And I was looking, I'm like, Shadow Weaver? This isn't Shadow Weaver, is it? And of course, Castaspella reluctantly, but accepts, nonetheless, these terms. And she's like, trust me, I will stop you. And then, of course, they're back on the ship for the blockade.
Yep, we still don't know the plan.
Oh yeah, we don't know what's going on.
Towards it through on Mara's ship, everyone's kind of anticipating.
Everyone but Catra's uneasy, and they're like, all right, we're going, and they start going straight, and magic appears around the ship, and it literally has a cloaking device on it.
Yeah, it turns invisible.
Yep, it turns invisible. Magic. Milog uses his magic to cloak everything. They go through, not a hitch in the plan. And they land on Etheria.
Yeah, they finally are back home, and Glimmer gives Catra a big old kiss on the cheek.
Big old kiss on the cheek. Bo gives a hug. He's like, yay, best friend squad plus Catra. And Catra's like, get the fuck off me, please. Stop. I am not used to all of this emotion.
Help. Yeah, very, very cute.
Help, my address is 321, help.
They finally exit the ship, and they are all overjoyed to be back on Etheria finally.
And that is where that episode ends.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to say it. Best character in all Season 5. Milog.
Milog is adorable. I love the design of the cat. Also, I think it's a reference to OG 80 series Catra's cat, which is turned into a cat. Yeah, which is also joked about in the D&D plan episode when and then Catra turns into a cat, and then she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my goodness, these references I'm not getting.
Oh, so funny.
But yeah, so magic is Hordak. Horde Prime's weakness.
Yeah.
Prime Rib's weakness.
Yeah, and they're going to do some kind of crazy ritual to restore the magic to the planet, which will hopefully override anything that the first ones did, along with whatever Horde Prime did. Or is doing to the planet.
Is doing currently.
Yeah. That's what I already. I don't know if the fact that the planet they were harvesting the magic of the planet and the crystals which were native to the planet was known to Adora and the princesses back when they first heard about the Heart of Etheria plan.
Well, the runestones specifically.
Yeah, the princesses' runestones.
Yeah,
and then they made the point was that they made the sword a portable runestone. The She-Ra formed to.
And it was the one that would literally. It was a technologically created portable runestone that literally its purpose was to absorb all the powers of the runestones, so that it could be used. So that She-Ra herself could be used as a weapon.
Yeah, and that was what's it called? Light Hope. But I keep forgetting that Light Hope is even completely out of the season because she was destroyed at the end of the
Yep, she was destroyed at the end of season 4. So
yeah, but also Milog, a weird little Deus Ex Machina magic cat thing that's really I love the design.
Deus Ex Machina my ass.
Well, yeah, it is Deus Ex Machina.
It's literally just a magic cat.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not Deus Ex Machina.
Oh yeah, it's Deus Ex Magica or something, I'm sure. But
no, it's not Deus anything. It's not even Deus Volt.
I love Milog, but I'm curious of what I think there was. What was Milog in the original series? There was something.
I don't know the original series. That's these two.
It's been a long time,
But yeah, Milog is a fucking amazing design. As I said, I'm not a cat person, but like fucking love Milog's aesthetic so much. And also Catra being absolutely fucking adorable.
and actually like bonding with a magical creature.
Yeah.
Non-magic user with a magical animal.
Hell yeah, it's fucking dope as hell.
Hell yeah, dude.
Also, this is when we fully have her finally trying to apologize more and getting a hold of her shitty anger issues, and it's really like, yeah, you're growing.
Hey, guys, I'm trying to keep my shit together. Can you back off, please?
Yeah, it's so fucking fun.
Yeah, I just love it because Adora's... Oh, crap. I forgot to mention, before they do the cloaking device. So wait, we're just gonna run straight in here and like try to get Milog over here to help us? Yeah,
that's her joining in on their like.
Yeah, they're like the nonchalantness is just like, and I like it because their response was just both of them like smiling, like I'm proud of you.
Yeah, our stupid non-planned plans.
Best friend squad, that's how it works.
Hell yeah, best friend squad always succeeds. What did you think of the episode, Darren? Gary, looking at Milog stuff.
I love Milog. I want a Milog.
He finds plush Milogs.
Magic Kitty. I mean, I had one of Chris's cats on my back, so closest I'm gonna get to Magic Cat's cat that sat on my back.
Well, yes.
Literally, she loafed on my back.
Yep. But yeah, just it was good. I mean, yes, we had a feeling it was gonna be something like that, but it drove home. Hey, magic must defeat technology,
or vice versa. Yeah, I absolutely love it. It's so fun.
Yep, and we really didn't see much of Horde Prime.
No, not really. Not this episode.
I mean, we got to see.
I love that they're actually going into the fact that the first ones are fucking dicks that have destroyed multiple planets before. Just like
I mean, if that wasn't driven home at the season finale of season 4,
the whole point of She-Ra was to drain the planet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course, She-Ra being a first ones.
Yeah, but also the fact that was it a She-Ra also that harnessed into play? Because we know that there have been other She-Ras in the past. But also
Mara being like the more recent one before Adora, because she was the one that tried to stop it from happening.
Oh, so fucking fun.
Yeah.
I wish we got more of the old one stuff, but we'll see. Are you ready for episode 9?
No, but we might as well do it now so we can continue on with this episode.
Well, yeah.
Because this is when things start getting fucking like.
Yeah, like she started having more to discuss than because I would say last episode. Not as much as the getting fuel episode, but it felt like it was more of like a more filler-ish episode. Not crazy plot advancing compared to other stuff, but also Castaspella and Shadow Weaver, a pair we've never seen actually interacting before until now. It's just very, very fun.
Well, at least interacting positively.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think they've had talk to each other in other scenes. Also seeing more magic and more crazy non-princess magic users doing their thing is really fucking always fun and fascinating.
Yes, it always is. Well, yes, but like you said, going to the next episode, episode 9, an ill wind.
Who could that be referencing?
Well, I can tell you one thing's for sure. Everyone on Mara's ship are back at Etheria, and they find the rebel base in ruins.
Yep, they find that the thing's been completely abandoned, and did they go to the nearby kingdom of Erelandia?
Well, they're planning on
it's occupied. They found that the town next to them is occupied.
It's occupied, and everyone in the crew is going, including Entrapta and including Wrong Hordak, who is now fully cleansed of Horde Prime's influence.
Yeah, and also they have their crazy hooded outfits that they're all wearing to try to be unsuspicious.
Right. Well, before that, we go back on Horde Prime's ship, who's watching dozens of planets rise up against him.
Yeah, we find
including the Star Siblings.
Yeah, the Star Siblings are building up a rebellion, and all the planets that he's left behind are starting to rebel.
Yep, and he's just like, you know what? We're gonna find this She-Ra. We're gonna beat the crap out of. and we're gonna find a way to use this heart of Etheria.
Yeah, without Shiro's powers and abilities.
Yep, and of course, all this is being sent to fucking Spinnerella.
Yeah, who we know is the only princess that he has right now.
He
has Scorpia and Mr. Mermista, right?
Well, Mermista at least. We don't know about Scorpia.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a spoiler.
But then we go to the village.
Yeah, we see that little Mario guy that I mentioned.
Yeah. They're like going in trying to be inconspicuous with their hoods on and everything.
Yeah, but
weird Mario mustached mushroom man
sees them and kind of freak. He sees the Hordak with them, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, don't worry."
Oh yeah, the wrong Hordak. It's okay, brothers.
Yeah, they each get freaked out and does not want to give them any information regarding what is going on with the town currently, and they kind of just try to question him. He's completely fucking worthless. They kind of sneak around the town a little bit more, and we also mentioned that Entrapped is trying to teach Wrong Hordak how to
be
wink
people.
and how to be normal.
How to wink.
Yeah, how to hey, bro,
Wrong Hordak winking. Wink. Hey, don't worry, we should do this. Wink. Did you just wink at me?
Yeah, they try to sneak into the store. It's very, very cute of him trying to convince his brothers to not pay attention.
Hey, don't worry, I've got this. Wink. What? And of course, hello, my brothers. Nothing to see here.
And welcome to the glory of Horde Prime. And they're just like, oh, is anything going on here? He's like, no.
No, nothing is going incorrect here.
I find it funny that it's Entrapped to try to teach not Hordak how to be.
Yeah,
how to actually be human.
Yeah.
I mean, she did just learn recently.
Yeah, it's very, very cute. Inside the store, the woman's like, "Hey, what do you guys with your suspicious cloaks? What are you guys doing in here?"
Yeah, the only one with brains in here because she's like, "Guy, hey, you guys look suspicious. You ain't gonna cause trouble, are you?"
They're like, "No, we're just trying to find out about the. So what do you know about the rebellion and like?" And
the rebellion's attacking us. We got princesses attacking us.
Yeah, the Horde people aren't the problem. It's those princesses and their powers, and they're like, "What are you talking about? Princesses are loyal. That's not their fault." And she's like, "It doesn't matter." She's like, "Yes, it does," because Glimmer pulls off the cloak. I'm a princess, and she's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, it's like Adora's just like, Bo, you need to chill out for a second. We're trying to be inconspicuous. Glimmer just takes off the like, I'm a princess. It's like literally that fucking Firefly meme where he's just like.
Yeah, they're completely.
And of course she's like, no, I'm sorry, princess. I didn't mean to do anything. It's just like, we're not gonna hurt you. And that's when, hey guys, so they're totally coming right now. Wink. Yeah, you don't know how to wink.
Like that's not how winking works. What's going on? They go outside and we see Spinnerella landing in the middle of the village. Her crazy giant purple wind powers completely knocking the shit out of everybody. Yep. She literally beats them, for the most part, beats all of them really handedly. It's a really fucking cool fight.
But yes, as that's going on and as they're kind of on the ropes, that's when Natasa appears and starts attacking Spinnerella as well.
Yep, she tries to fight, but they don't want to hurt their. She's already trying to attack and defend, but they keep trying to. What was it? She-Ra is trying to hold back attacking, and she's like, "No, you have to pull your full force into it because she is literally going to kill us if we do not try to stop her." Even though it's her weapons, they're all.
Yeah, look, that's my wife. I get it, I get it, but she ain't gonna hold back, so you don't hold back.
Yep, they start teleporting the citizens out of town to escape the huge destruction that Spinnerella is causing to this town.
Yep, and then of course, all of this is happening. We go to Prime ship.
Yeah.
Where we see Hordak, like actual Hordak.
Oh, did you find the chip last episode? Or was that
that was the end of the final episode we covered on the last episode.
Oh, forgot to mention they found the chip.
No, I did.
Okay.
It was just
I thought about that. Oh yeah, you're right. We did mention that.
But yeah, he's pondering the data crystal, and of course, he's with Horde Prime, who's like confiding in him for some reason.
He's kind of like pontificating to a clone of himself. Like,
right.
What do I know the Shiro? That doesn't sound familiar to me.
Why is? And he looks at another clone of himself.
He finds an old, full. It's just an older Prime because
it's an older one.
It has the tendrils. It has the asymmetrical eye numbers, and
he's just sitting here what is going on? And as he's talking, Hordak actually starts having flashbacks of
everything that happened, him finding Adora.
But rather than getting oh shit, this is happening, he actually lets it happen.
Yeah. He kind of looks up and sees Prime's connected to that old model, I think finding information about the old ones, while he stops and concentrates and remembers his past on Etheria.
And then at one point, even Horde Prime was like, "Is there a problem, brother?" And he's just like, It is good to see to be basked in both of your glories."
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Horde Prime seems not pleased, but he just seems satisfied with the answer and just walks away.
Yeah.
But now that like the fight's going on, She-Ra reappears, you know, and
showing the princess that she has the power back now.
Yep.
As they continue to try to rescue everyone from Irelandia.
Yep, and of course, after some fighting with Natasha and She-Ra versus Spinnerella. Spinnerella does actually flees the scene.
Yeah, she actually gets knocked into a wall really hard by a full attack by She-Ra and then flees.
But then runs away. And then of course it's like, oh man, that's not good at all. But
also,
then
Natasha is still bemoaning the fact that she's lost her wife and she has nobody left with her right now because the rebellion's fucked up and losing.
Right. And then we see Glimmer returning everyone back in.
All the citizens.
The shop you guys are trouble, but you're good in my books.
Yeah, I like
and then, like in a fucking video game, She-Ra pulls up her sword and shoots a beam. You see the Horde Prime symbol turn into a She-Ra sword symbol.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh wow, okay, we captured this city.
Yeah,
we captured the command post. But then of course Natasha is like, okay, cool. Hey, I'm gonna take you to the rebellion now. Who's left of it, at least.
Yeah.
We go back to Horde Prime, watching, just watching this whole Return of She-Ra thing, and he's just contemplating everything, and he's just like, you know what? Yeah, he's just thinking about what the hell.
Does he break the screen? I think he punches the screen.
Yeah, he punches the screen because he's still trying to remember what the heck it is. But we get back to the actual rebellion.
Everyone's hugging oh my god, Bo, you're back.
Glimmer's back.
Yeah, Perfuma jumps on Bo and is saying, Bo, I don't want to be in charge anymore.
I don't want to be in charge. They sees Catra. Oh no, it's Catra. Stop. Long story, but she's with us now. Oh, okay.
Off-screen punch out.
Off-screen punch by Frosta. Frosta, I just said she's on our side. Fine, but I still don't like your face. Then they see the clone, the wrong Hordak.
Yeah, they're like,
and it's like, wait a minute, get back. Oh, okay. Long story again, but he's on our side.
Yeah, what is going on?
But don't worry, we're gonna free our friends from Amazon Prime.
Yeah. It's fucking, and then the episode ends saying they're going to win.
Yep.
Oh, what a nice little episode. I love Irelandia. The little mushroom people are all gross.
I didn't get it, this is what you said.
But yeah, I love seeing, also we got to see Meatloaf using his magic to help Catra pick up stuff and just when they're switching around. It's very, very fun and cute. I love Spinnerella and Natasha. This is the beginning of what I was talking about. Now, Natasha is my favorite of the princesses. Natasha is now one of my favorite people, and we still get a little bit of that now because we heard weird, nonsensical net trap powers that are really ill-defined.
Yeah, in season 1, Spinnerella, Natasha. It's literally in my name.
What do you guys think we do? And they're just we don't know. We thought you guys were useless. That's awful. But yeah, they've been there since literally the beginning, and no one's ever given them any respect. And she's handily beating every single member of the team that Spinnerella is. It's so fucking cool.
And then this is getting good.
I love that they're freeing all the villages and all the people. They're finally back reunited with all their friends. Who is it? It's all Frosta, Perfuma.
Frosta, Perfuma.
Seahawk in the scene? I can't remember.
Well, Seahawk
is there present, but I don't know.
Yeah, Seahawk is present, and I think he was present as well.
Mm-hmm.
Swiftwind, Natasha. Wait, we already said Natasha.
Yeah.
And just right now, that's the only, literally, that's the only people they are. Now that we have Bo, Glimmer, Adora, and Catra, and Wrong Hordak, hey, we got 10 people. That's an army, right?
But they did manage to defeat the Horde robots and the Horde clones pretty quickly, easily.
In that one town.
Yeah. But I was going to say, this will probably be the episode to talk about redemption stuff, because from this point on, it's pretty much Catra's on the team. We're not really pissed off at her too much for the most part. So I wanted to say, Catra back with the group, them She-Ra telling everyone, don't worry, she's on the level now. We don't need to worry about her anymore. I did like that she got punched in the face by Frost, which is very, very cute. But I was going to say, in terms of redemption arcs, or redemption, attempts and them joining the good guy team, I like that they're pretty much okay, at this point we fucking take anybody, and they're perfectly fine with Catra rejoining the team at this point. But even despite all the they don't really go into all the fucked up shit that she's done in the past, but they're just kind of just no, she's helpful and good, and she's done enough. And I really enjoy having her on the team, having her actually help fight them. And more cuteness between her and Adora.
Yeah.
Very, very cute.
Live for the cuteness.
It's so adorable.
It really is. And just, I still love it. So it's like, okay, fine, you're on the team, but still, I like punching your face. I'm like, no, that's very
That's
Frost
very
stuff.
fair.
That's very Frost stuff,
Yeah. But I was going to say, in terms of redemption arcs, I know the go-to one is always Zuko from Last Airbender.
You mean Avatar: The Last Airbender? Not that crappy The Last Airbender.
I don't think you got a redemption arc in that one. Chris's favorite movie. But I was
never gonna let that down.
But I'll say like his redemption is probably like the gold standard for all like animated series where a villain becomes a good guy, because he had an entire half of the season was dedicated to him going on individual adventures with every single member of the team,
except for Toph.
Well, no, they had a cute little thing, but yeah, it was just like. It was a whole joke. It was a joke, but she's like, "I wanted to have my Zuko adventure," and then they kind of like they have a fight together. And she's like, "Oh, you're great, Zuko. I love you."
Yeah,
and it's like, but like people, and then another series where you probably never going to cover because it's too damn big is fucking Steven Universe. A lot of characters did get redemption arcs in that, and there's a lot of like controversy in like people like liking or not liking.
As someone who is still literally on Tumblr, I lived through that discourse.
It was discourse. But this show also had a huge discourse about Catra's one in comparison.
I know.
Guess who never got a character? Guess who never had a character redemption arc in Steven Universe? Jasper. She never had one.
I'm sorry. Did you not see her weirdly romantic fucking bro down with Steven when she was training him to be tough and an asshole?
Oh, and then Steven shatters her.
Yeah, and then she bounds up saying, "You're my diamond, I'll do anything for you," and then he fucking kills her by accident because Steven needs out of control. And that whole arc is about depression. But like, I fucking love to death. The whole, what was it, Peridot was like exiled from the gang for several episodes in a row. Lapis had a whole episode of her like, kind of tried to kill them, but then...
And then she had also more, because, she had the one, redemption, but then she had more to it.
I was going to say, Topaz even had more, but the one person, when you said no one had a redemption arc, I was going to say Aquamarine was pretty much a piece of shit the entire series, except for when she met Ruby.
Oh, and don't forget Emerald. That one episode she was in. Because of Space Pirate.
Yeah. I was curious if Aquamarine ever got anything looking for my dad and all that was fucking cool. But yeah, it was just like she never got really. I don't remember how the episode.
She was just a dick.
What was the episode when her and the evil Ruby were fused and they came back and they're like Steven refused to believe that they were good the entire episode? I can't remember how it ended. Oh no,
it ended with
they were on the level and their fusion worked because they both hated Steven.
They fused together and it was a successful fusion because they both were like, I hate this one guy.
But yeah, Kaylee, I know that you didn't like the idea of Catra getting back into the group at this point, or not even before the season. Just the idea of it, knowing that she would eventually get with the group.
When you first watched the show, you didn't like the idea of her having a redemption arc because she pissed you off so thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She still pisses me off.
Yeah.
but she has such a cute haircut. How can you forget her?
I know, she now has a wild child lesbian haircut, so I guess she gets some points knocked off of that.
But I still don't like her.
I mean, I do see
she's on Team Frost. I'm still gonna punch you in the face.
It's more of just, I think she has a long road ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now everyone's accepting her back just because of Adora's word. But I still think she has a lot more to do.
Mm-hmm.
She has a lot of kind of sins to right. I can see that she's trying her best and she's trying to control her anger. She's trying to not be very possessive of Adora. So she's already, working that way. So I'm kind of happy to see that she's getting...
Yeah.
she's getting better. But there's still a part of me that's you could still go back down that road, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was going to say that another example people were saying that if she didn't get a redemption arc and she did just end up dying... like so many other people, another one that we mentioned earlier, or not mentioned earlier, but one we're familiar with, Vader in the fucking last of the first trilogy Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
He does, literally one good thing and then dies, and everyone's just like, oh, he was the coolest guy. But, besides the 2 decades of mass murdering killing people, the planet he blew up, and all kinds of other evil.
And his Inquisition.
Yeah, and the Inquisition, which was fucking dope as hell.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like, in the movies kind of are like, no, he was the fucking best, and he gets to be a Force Ghost now because he did one good thing, defeating the Emperor. But I was going to say...
That doesn't... Just because you do one good thing does not, like, immediately erase all the
you don't.
that
You
did.
you don't understand. Incoming joke. There's good in him, therefore he's going to be good.
there's good in him. I can sense it.
Yeah, I'm just like, I hated that so much.
Okay, that's a weird thing, though, because there is actually good and evil people, and there's evil and good people.
Yeah.
But doing one good thing doesn't immediately erase every bad thing that you've done.
What are you talking about? He killed the Emperor. Oh, he killed, air quote, the Emperor.
Do that.
Therefore, that just rights all your sins, right? No. Don't even answer that, because the answer is no.
Yeah, of course not.
So are we going to say that if another Darth, like, I don't know, one of the fucking other Darths come along and, like, kill the Emperor, they'd be considered good?
Well, I
mean, you know why?
Because
Kylo Ren killed Snoke, and now he's a good guy.
God,
he was completely forgiven. I love
Same.
Kylo Ren is my favorite thing about the entire sequel trilogy.
I love the actor.
Oh yeah,
he did a fantastic job playing
I love the
brat.
character. I love
the
person.
I love the actor, hate the character.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we get that.
He's my favorite character in all of the original, in the sequel trilogy. But I was gonna say, in terms of the Vader's redemption arc and another like fucking, I'll go on for hours about extended universe shit. But the fact that Leia becomes the leader of the New Republic, and there was a really, really good book about some political people against her finding out, oh shit, she was fucking Vader's daughter. Like, what the fuck? That's literally finding out, like, oh, the new prime minister, oh, they're Hitler's, fucking kid. And it's like, what the fuck? So she gets blamed for a ton of horrible stuff he did. The entire galaxy still, like, despises him and thinks he's the fucking worst piece of shit on the planet. And so she completely, like, is in huge trouble because of that. And it's just like, yeah, he was a fucking huge monster and everyone still hates him. It's just like, just because Luke forgave him and now Luke's like making a new Jedi Order, everyone's supposed to just forgive that fucking monster? Absolutely not. But like, I like what Catra is trying to do now. She's literally apologizing to everyone face to face. She's fucking looking cute as hell with her new hair. She fucking Adora's vouching for her. Adora's back with She-Ra. It's just like, yeah, okay, well, she's on the level.
Yeah.
But like also, yeah, she does fucking continue to like suffer for all the horrible shit that she's done, and people do treat her shittily from continuing forward. But I do like that she was given the chance, and it does.
And like I said, she's gonna have an uphill battle because there are gonna be people who are like, "We remember you trying to kill us."
Yeah, one of the review people I was talking about like kept bringing up the attack on Selenius during the mystery episode, where like dozens of those citizens were killed by the Horde. That plan, top to bottom, beginning to end, was all Catra's plan.
Yep.
So Mermisa should have no love in her heart whatsoever for fucking Catra, and probably should try to kill her on sight if she could.
Yeah.
But then also larger scope, other characters in this series, like we mentioned earlier, Entrapta being for the most part forgiven for her past actions because she's neurotypical and is just trying to do her best. Scorpia being forgiven because she's the fucking most fucking adorable, huggable bug in the world. And then later, another character, when we get, spoiler alert, when we get Hordak back, there's a really funny scene at the end regarding what the fuck is he getting a redemption arc because he's done the fucking some of the worst evil too. And also Shadow Weaver, like all the evil people have so much going on in the background, but they do try to come back from what they've done in various ways. And I think that Catra being a part of that like group of forgiveness is okay.
It's also going to be with Hordak because when Hordak does come back, because spoiler alert, he does. He's also going to have an uphill battle because everyone's going to be like, well, you also like tried to do all this shit and like you kind of stole children from other universes and planets and stuff, and you try to brainwash children into being your little like minions and shit, and he's just going to be like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to go and
I'm not going to
be secluded. I'm going to go and like live like a monk for a little bit. See you later.
But yeah, I do think that she's doing her best, and I love her to death. Because I said, pound for pound, she's my favorite character in this whole series. We'll go into it more at the finale episode. But I did really like what she went through during this episode of the season. I liked that she's back and everyone's. I was like, okay, we're on the same page for the most part. Let's fucking move forward. We have more shit to handle than forgiving you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
We'll get back to
put a peen in that.
Yep. All right.
Please don't.
I don't want to put a peen in it.
Not that. Oh yeah, you guys talking about that again? Ready for episode 10?
No, but we're gonna have to because I'm gonna be saying that for the rest because again, shit's gonna get real very quickly. But like you said, episode 10, Return to the Fright Zone. That sounds like a really like cheesy.
Specific Marcus.
That sounds like a 60s or 70s horror movie.
Yeah,
Return to the Fright Zone.
I love the Fright
Zone. See the cheesy like
big lightning
wave
effects.
animation.
Right. Just the woman screaming, "Ah!" Return to the Fright Zone.
A big lightning strikes.
Friday.
Fucking awesome.
Anyway, we're inside the rebel base when Adora is like, "Hey, we gotta know how to stop." Like, you know.
This bit I wanted to say is why of all the princesses, this has made Natasha
even better.
Yeah, dunk Mermista down one for my favorite princesses, as she is now number one princess in this fucking scene. Because she's just like, okay, I've been studying everyone's weaknesses. So first thing was it like they're like, okay, sure you did, sure whatever.
Yeah,
she's
sure.
like, no, first Spinnerella. Well, everyone knows when she was a child, she twisted her ankle. So I'm gonna use that weakness, knock her out, and then from now on, when get her back, I'm gonna unmind control her. And then whenever we have an argument, she'll have to clean every single time. So that's just going to work. And okay.
I'm going to bring this up every single time.
Very cute little chibi drawings that are Andy Stevens, the creator's like actual sketches she does on Twitter all the time. Or they do on Twitter.
Yeah.
But like, it's really fucking cute. It's really cute sketches of her like in a Cinderella in a maid outfit, and it's just like really fucking adorable.
Mermista's weakness is fire. Frosta's, yours is fire too. Glimmer, yours is like the existential like thing about like
not being a good ruler and worrying about your mom who passed away. It's like,
wow,
that's more personal than fire.
And of course,
she says she's jealous of Adora's weaknesses, that she's just like a hero complex, but also she's obsessed or jealous of how beautiful Shiro's hair is. She's like, what the hell?
And of course, Perfume was like, do me, fire. Oh, and the fact that you don't want to go full power because you're afraid of how much strength you have,
or you'll hurt your friends.
But that's a good thing in some books. No, it's not. Like literally, it reminded me of you. It's like, but some people say it's a good. No, it is not.
Actually, I was gonna say like when we got further along, but I'll just say it now. Like from the beginning, Natasha and Spinnerella just reminded me of myself and Kaylee.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have like the cute, sweet but chill one, and then you have the I'm gonna be blunt, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be mean. But if you deserve it, I'm gonna be mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
You pissed me off once, and you're on my shit list.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
But the best one of all,
just like, well, Bo, like a bow.
Oh yeah, Bo literally just snips his freaking like bowstring.
Yeah, and he just
you've been planning this all along, haven't you? And Cactus is like, alright, that's nice
like,
and
that's
cool.
Cute, a lot more complex.
You have more complex people and people you've never even met before. Like me. Immediately gets the squirt bottle. And Catcher's like running away like, no, go away. Literally, Natasha just nets her. Like as if like boom. Any question? Yeah, right.
Yeah, again, very Kaylee.
That was amazing.
It was
I love
beautiful.
It's so cute.
Oh boy.
But yeah, they're forming their plan, and they've tracked Scorpia to the Fright Zone. Oh, they also Spinnerella and her, correct, or just
they lost track of Spinnerella, but Scorpia returned to the Fright Zone.
And earlier, like we said earlier, they know Minka is in Mysticor. And
of course, Catra points out, hey, best thing to do for starters is damage that chip.
Yeah, to figure out how to take them offline and destroy them.
Yep.
And so like, okay, we're gonna do a split thing. Half of us are gonna go try to find her, and the other half are gonna try to find a weakness to these chips.
And of course, Glimmer and Bo are like, hey, Bo's like, I gotta see how my dads are doing.
Yeah, check out.
And Glimmer's like, I'm going with you. It's like, cool. So of course, they're gonna go to I think it was the library that they worked at.
Yeah, back to their home or whatever.
But yeah, and of course,
everyone else is going to sneak into the Fright Zone using the magic of Milog to turn invisible. So that is Catra, Perfuma, Adora, and Natasha.
Yep, and of course, they go into the Fright Zone, cloaked by Milog.
Yeah, they're actually invisible, they're sneaking around, bypass all the bots. He seems completely desolated. And they mention, like, wow, who fucking destroyed this place? And Catra's like, yeah, I was having a really bad day. And she has, like, huge bags under her eyes, and she slouched forward, has, like, bags under her eyes, like, I was having a really hard time that day. very cute.
But then I love it because as they're trying to sneak in, Perfuma, Scorpia!
Yeah,
where are you, Scorpia? This is stealth!
And then they all kind of run out, and then this is when Natasha's just like, don't any of you guys know what stealth means? Like, what the hell's wrong with you idiots?
Right.
So adorable. Catra gets separated from the group, it says, and then she continues to look around. Then Mermista pops up in the fright zone and attacks them.
Yep. And, actually, before Mermista, they do find Scorpia.
Mm-hmm.
And then Perfuma was like, Scorpia, it's you! And then Scorpia attacks.
Yeah, she comes out of the shadows looking cool with her crazy lightning.
Right. And then, of course, Mermista attacks. And as all of this fighting's going on, Spinnerella actually joins with Scorpia on their
and
fight.
they start fighting them.
But, meanwhile, we get to Glimmer and Bow, who are teleported to the library, which is, like...
completely destroyed.
Destroyed, abandoned, and everything.
Yep, they find the notes from the two dads.
From the dads, Lance and George.
Yep, telling them that they're going to hide. They're going into hiding.
Yep. And, of course, it's just like, wait a minute. I think, doesn't Bo say, he knows where they're hiding or something
Some specific set of runes that they're going to use Glimmer's powers to teleport.
Runes, yep. And then, of course, Glimmer's like, okay, cool, we're going there. Poof.
Yep. They continue to fight a huge, awesome fight in the fright zone with Scorpia and Adora and Perfuma all, really fucking throwing down. It's an amazingly cool-looking fight.
Yeah, it really is. A lot of the fight scenes from now on are going to look amazing.
Yeah. Scorpia does manage to defeat them. Oh, Perfuma tries to, don't you remember me? We're friends.
Don't you remember me? Telling someone you gotta remember me when Starrow's on your neck.
Yeah, she gives her a flower, saying you remember when we first met? And you I gave you the flower, show we cared about each other, and then she kind of destroys it and then blasts them both and knocks them out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Then we see that this is when we found out Horde Prime is landing on the planet now.
Yes.
Okay.
And then of course because he had to come and see Etheria for himself.
Yeah, and also he's defied some way to activate the heart of Etheria without the need for Adora.
Yep. Yeah, we don't need Shira anymore. So
also using their Horde's research that he had in the Fright Zone, which is
Horde X research. Yep. And past knowledge of the first ones. He's like, yeah, I can just access it on my own.
Yeah, I have a device to do that. In the ruins, they finally find his two dads, and they're saying, we're learning about the first ones and what they were doing, about Mara, and how she used her powers of friendship and everything to help defeat stop the first ones from destroying the planet in the first place.
Yep. And as they're doing that, they find actually a recording left by Serenia, I think was the name. One of the fellow rebels, and it explains about an actual failsafe to the heart of Etheria.
Mm-hmm. It seemed that Serenia appeared in, I looked it up, appeared in the episode with the ghost, that Ghost Town episode.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah. That was, yeah. And so, they find a recording, and it's hey, there's a failsafe, and it can destroy the heart.
Yeah.
So, of course, they're the failsafe is apparently at Arxia outpost, I think it was.
Yeah, some other outpost. But also, I was thinking, did they ever explain why they didn't utilize that, or did her plan, Mara's plan, not work?
I thought Mara's plan was just putting Etheria
hiding herself too.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But and then of course after as that
they found out the main where the post is. Catra contacts them saying, "Help! I'm getting fucking defeated by Mermista."
Right. And they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta get back."
Yep, they teleport to the fright zone.
Help, I'm a cat and she knows water.
Actually, it's funny. One of my favorite lines that Catra says when she's fighting Mermista. Why do I always get the water princess?
Yeah, I think she's been defeated by her a couple of times already.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Glimmer teleports there, leaving Lance and George behind, and they're saying we're gonna rescue her, and then we'll figure out this weird anti-Heart of Etheria weapon in the future. Horde Prime then is okay, well, your usefulness is ended, and I'm going to kill you both.
I'm going to kill you both. So, hey, Scorpia, kill him.
Yeah, and she...
Do it now.
She does...
Do it.
Yeah, she does her lightning and, does miss them, but they do manage to escape.
Yep, and they've escaped, and Prime is mad.
Once again, he is pissed. But they do escape the Fright Zone. They now have a plan on how to defeat Horde
But, before that, on the roof, where Natasha and Spinnerella are fighting, the ankle gets damaged.
Yeah, he actually utilizes the plan.
Yeah, he utilizes it, and of course, she's damaged, and for some reason she falls and gets unconscious.
Yeah, she actually knocks her out.
Yep, and then Glimmer is okay, cool, I'm appears. Hey, I'm here. Let's get back to base. and teleports them back to base.
Yep, Perfuma and Catra have a nice heart-to-heart regarding their how much they care about Scorpia, and she's saying she really can't wait to forgive Scorpia, to forgive her how shitty she treated her. And she's not gonna have the opportunity to right now.
And then Bo and Glimmer are like, "Hey, by the way, we have to go to Arxia and Arxia.
We don't know what that is.
Arxia, and because there's a failsafe for the Heart of Etheria, and that's when Shadow Weaver and Castaspella is like, about
we know where that is.
You guys do know where Arxia is, right? No, we don't. Well, it's in Mysticor.
Yep, where Micah is.
Yep, where Micah, who is already being controlled right now, is. And it's just like, oh shit. And the episode ends.
That is the end of the episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to see them all working together, going back in the
I'm gonna say the main highlight of this episode. A is fucking Natasha being
a badass.
Yeah. I told you she's the. We were talking earlier about who was it. It was you said Bo was the Batman of the group, and I said no, it's Natasha.
So before we did this recording, Matt and I were just chit-chat. We made the connection where the chips are just Staros and saying, "Hey, don't you remember me?" Totally does not work.
Okay.
Way to go. But in this case, I was like, yeah, Bo's the Batman because he has no magic powers and he has technology. And then, of course, being one-up by Matt is typical in this group because Matt's like, so...
Especially if it's comic related.
He's like, so he's just Green Arrow. I'm like, God damn it, you're right.
Yeah, if anyone's Batman, as much as I've made known very much on every single Young Justice episode that's related to him, I fucking hate Batman. I was able to say, fuck Batman, he sucks. Every single member of the Bat family, I fucking adore, and I want every single one of them to have their own fucking television shows. I could watch them all.
Just remember, Kaylee. It's okay for some people to be wrong. And
whatever.
Superman.
Anyway, Superman's the best.
I fucking hate
Superman's dope as shit. We're not gonna
high five.
Boom.
I fucking hate Superman.
Nah,
his only weakness is a goddamn piece of rock that's hard to get your hands on.
Okay, Kaylee. It's not magic. It's not red solar radiation. It's not power absorbing villains. It's not every single other person who's just stronger than him, like freaking Doomsday or...
No.
Superman's fucking dope.
Hey, Doomsday. That's a Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah, and Darkseid is also stronger than him. There's a number of things.
Darkseid is just more edgy Thanos.
Yeah, villains like Parasite and Atomic Skulls can't drain his energy, Kaylee. Sure. People like the Atom can't use red solar radiation to zap his power.
Guys.
I love Superman.
No. I hate Superman.
I want this guy to shut up for a second. You know why? Because let's be honest, pink kryptonite.
Pink kryptonite's dope as hell.
It can turn you gay.
Yeah,
it turns Superman gay. I'm like,
but importantly, does it taste like dragon fruit?
It probably tastes like radiation.
But yeah, I love that Natasha has a plan on how to take down every single person.
Okay, but I could lick it once.
One time.
Sorry.
No, hey, unfortunately it won't work on you.
But yeah.
You're already gay.
And also you're not Kryptonian.
Fair.
No.
I
love that.
No, he's right. I was just being silly.
That Natasha does have a contingency plan to take down everyone. That was a fucking hilarious scene. Seeing Catra get dogged on by saying I'm so complicated, and then getting fucking cat sprayed.
I'm so complicated, and you don't know me. Sprit.
It's like,
okay, I know cats though.
You're a cat, aren't you? Squirt,
yeah.
Net.
But that scene alone, and the amount of screen time she has this season is why she jumped as my top favorite princess. Also, I've always loved her design, the half shaved white hair and the silver ear.
Oh yeah.
Her little fucking puffy half jacket. I think she's a really cool aesthetic, but she finally actually got a character this season, which is very fucking good.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm glad she got the screen time she needed.
Oh yeah, she's fucking great, and also just worried about her wife and just all the funny comic about how we argue about who's gonna clean and now she owes me for this, and it's just it's so fucking adorable. I love it. Natasha's great. Also, her name is very funny.
Yeah,
and she knows it.
Oh yeah,
she knows. She's like, it's literally in the name.
Yeah, like my power. It's literally my name. Come on, assholes.
I also love that Lance and George are back, just being researchers and figuring out
the
plan. Yeah. And also, speaking of, fucking Deus Ex Machina is now the fucking anti-Heart of Etheria thing. That's also another really crazy Deus Ex Machina that I don't mind, because it's just sure, they have a plan finally. And also, Horde Prime, I don't even remember how Horde Prime figured out that how to utilize the Heart of Etheria. Because, I don't even know, did Hordak know about it at all?
Well, apparently, because they used his research.
Yeah, I was very curious how that happened.
The only way that he probably came to that was more than likely after Catra did the whole ending the world the first time around, and then when Entrapta disappeared, that's probably when he started getting more and more into the research.
Yeah, how the hell the old ones did it, the first ones did anything they did. It's so fucking fascinating.
Right.
I also love that, Castaspella and Shadow Weapon is out of this whole episode. They're back and saying, hey, it's what we're doing the whole time. This is where the trap is. It's fucking dope as hell. Let's see what else. Oh, seeing this episode also developed the Perfuma Scorpia relationship thing, which I'm just like, it's not my taste.
I like it.
I'm not a fan of it because I'm always, like I said last season, I'm straight up always going to be a Scorptra fan. I think that's very fucking adorable. But
Scorptra? Oh, Scorpia Catra. No. We had that conversation one time.
Yeah. But I love this episode. It was very, very cute and very fun, action-packed. We got to see spin around. We got to see the princesses utilizing their powers again in another big fight scene episode.
Especially the ones who never got enough screen time. You know, like Natasha and Spinnerella.
Yeah. This whole season's just been like,
oh my god, yeah.
I kind of just figured that more than likely they were going to be those characters that were going to be like, hey, we've been here this whole time, and
yeah, exactly.
And I like how they did that trope at the end of season 1.
I figure they're older than the others by a bit. Like,
probably.
They're an established couple. They've been married for a while. They also seem to have been like not as into the like emotional roller coaster stuff as some of the other princesses were. So I figured that they were just older, a different generation than the rest of them.
Yeah, they were always also the only two that actually stuck around at the beginning of season 1.
Yeah, they've been there since literally the beginning.
Who were like, everybody does need to fight. And like, also, they got married in the Mer Mysteries episode. Because like when they were questioning everybody about where they were during the plan, we see that they were like in the middle of their wedding when they got pulled out to be asked about their stupid mystery going on.
The whole thing with them being there since season 1 reminded me. Don't ask me why, but growing up, especially you specifically, do any of you remember that one silly show, VeggieTales?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there's a silly songs with Larry about a hat. And at the end, he's like, hey, who are you? And the guy goes, they've never given me a name. I've been here since the beginning of it all, and I still don't have a name. I'm like, you know what? That's what it kind of reminded me of. Because at first, from the beginning, they didn't have names. They were just there.
No, I didn't think in the first.
Did they actually mention their names at the beginning?
They don't have anybody left in the rebellion, just those two. And they're like, hey, it's been around Natasha. And
hey, we're part of the princess committee.
They don't have any dialogue for like the entire season.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here like just. Oh, it's hilarious, but now they're finally, like, season 1 they had some time, 2, 3, 4, it was kind of nebulous, they were here once or twice maybe, but now it's like, it picks up She-Ra, puts these two here.
They've been here and they're fucking great.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Fucking wonderful.
But now we should probably, because we're going to have a lot more to talk about, and we only have 3 more episodes to cover.
Okay, let's go to episode 11.
Yep.
Failsafe. This should have been the scene where she figured all the weaknesses. Let's see, Shadow Weaver and Castaspella are at it again. They're saying, okay, we need to have a plan on how we're going to take down Mysticore. Let's see, they reveal that the failsafe for the heart is hidden in the ruins beneath Mysticore. So Shadow Weaver is going to lead the team, and they're going to recover this newfound failsafe.
Yep, and because once they destroy the heart of Etheria, every bit of magic is going to be free.
Yeah.
And Glimmer's just like, hey, just so you know, remember, it's dangerous to go there. I should know. I kind of started this shit.
Yeah, but Castaspella's like, well, it's not, like, activating it is not the same as what we're going to do, which is, like, releasing the magic, not trying to harness it to destroy something specific. They are also told that the rebellion... was it that something's located at the hearts?
Yeah, the like
Forgotten Tunnels.
what was left of the rebellion of possible locations for the heart.
Yeah, this is it was a base for the previous one where Mara
and of course there are also like Forgotten Tunnels under Mysticore. Mm-hmm. Ancient Times was called what they're looking for. And of course, where the crystal of Arxia.
Yeah. Also, do they reveal now that like whoever's going to try to activate it needs to be strong enough, otherwise you'll probably be killed you activating it.
I don't think they mentioned that yet.
Okay.
Just Shadow Weaver's like, hey, I can make my way to that, but I'm gonna need some help.
Yeah. Also, they captured Spinnerella last episode?
Yeah, they captured Spinnerella because, remember, she got hit in the ankle.
Yeah, and they
knocked her out. So right now, I don't know why. It's like, my ankle hurt.
Yeah, she got knocked out.
Well, then again, pain can be so bad that it could knock you out. So.
Yeah, but they also talk about how difficult it was to remove Catra's chip, and so they need to figure out a way to do that for her now.
Yep. And speaking of which, we cut to Entrapta, who is with Swiftwind. Because she's... Oh, sorry. Entrapta is studying Spinnerella's chip. That she took from a Spinnerella. And it's a lot more difficult to remove because of how long it was. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because in one of the previous episodes, when Spinnerella was, breaking out of the thing, we see more green grows deeper into her the back of her neck.
But she was able to deactivate it. Does she still have? Does Catra still have it on her neck? I can't remember.
Oh no, Catra has it removed. It's just Entrapta's it's a lot longer than Catra, so it's going to be even more difficult to remove this. And she, I think it was she says, oh, that means there's not much time left before the chipped princesses become fully permanently, I believe it was.
And also, this is when they utilize that they're going to they need to get into Horde Prime's computer system to try to deactivate all the chips.
Yep, need to decipher the hive mind kind of thing and just go in and do some hacking.
Yeah, but while half the team is going to need to infiltrate Mysticor to get rid of the failsafe before anything else. So let's see, the entire team is using Milog's powers once again to try to infiltrate Mysticor.
Yep.
And they go and they find the big giant sanctum that they were investigating last time when they first got to the Mystical City.
Yep, the Luminarium, I believe it's called.
Yep. They are alerted, though, the sorcerers, because it's magic this time, are able to get through fucking Milog's stealthing, and they do find out where they are.
Yep.
And they do fight. Shadow Weaver gets into a cool-ass fight and takes out a bunch of them in the process.
Of course. But then back to Entrapta, where she just needs to find a place with a lot of clones in order to analyze the connection with the hive. Swiftwind agrees to take her, so we get Entrapta and Swiftwind.
Oh boy, what a pair!
Yeah, right. Oh god.
And of course, they go to one of the nearest spires, which Entrapta does find the connection. But she's encountered by a clone.
A very specific clone, actually.
Who actually recognizes Entrapta.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait a minute, I'm Hordak.
Yeah, he's like, wait, oh my god, it's you! And then he kind of has a big flashback, and he kind of freaks out as he sees her. Swiftwind is then saying, no, we gotta get out of here, and tries to, we can't take Hordak, he's evil, we gotta get out of here.
And of course, And Hordak is just just lets him go because he's I don't know, maybe he wants to forget her or something, I don't know.
Yeah, but also we get another scene of She-Ra putting herself saying, I'm gonna have to possibly sacrifice myself to activate this failsafe once we get to it. And Catra's just Catra's literally fucking, no you don't, stop it. I just quit caring about everybody else. Quit throwing your fucking life away all the time. Just fucking be normal and stay here with me. Don't fucking kill yourself. And she's just like, no, I gotta do it. I gotta save everybody.
And then, of course,
Jesus
with this,
Christ, dude, are you serious?
Literally, she's just like, why you have to be like this?
And of course, after all that, Shadow Weaver's like, Adora.
Just shut up.
And pretty much it's just like, Adora, look, you need to shut up. I know who you are. I know what you do. Shut the hell up. Fire rune. Fire rune. Yeah, she triggers a fire trap.
Yep, a huge giant blaze ignites and almost kills them both, but then Catra manages to save her.
I love this because after the saving, Adora's just like, you just jumped to a fire for me. Yeah. I'm like, you! Stop it, you!
You two are too adorable. Shadow Weaver again attempts to try to get between Catra and Dora, but they're kind of just like, no, fuck off. You've done this shit too many times and we're so sick of you. You're literally the fucking worst Shadow Weaver. And she's kind of just like, oh, you guys are mean. I raised you. I'm your mother. You really quit being bad. They do finally reach the fail-safe room, and they're saying, okay.
Time out. Fuck you.
Fuck both of them at the same time. Fuck off, Mom.
Fuck off, Mom. We're gay.
Yeah.
We're gay with each other.
Gay with each other.
as they get to the failsafe room, it needs to be activated.
Yeah.
So of course, Shadow Weaver's like, psst, you should use the password Friends of Mara.
Yeah, we're Friends of Mara.
And he's like, yep, we are.
Which I know now is kind of like memed into a term of like, are they Friends of Mara? Meaning, are
they giving the sassy hand? Are they Friends of Mara or are they Friends of Mara?
Yeah, that's been like a huge meme now. People, whenever someone asks if a character's gay, they're like, oh, she's a friend of Mara, huh?
And of course, instructions inside says that inside this is that someone needs to go inside and accept the failsafe.
Yep.
Which means someone needs to actually go in and carry it with their body.
Yeah.
Into the heart.
And She-Ra once again saying, I'm the only one who can do it. She's like, quit doing it. You're insane. You're suicidal. Quit doing this all the time.
Everyone's
coming out
like,
of nowhere with a fly swatter.
Yeah.
It's not even just Catra. Everyone's like, stop it.
Yeah, we'll figure out a plan. We'll figure out a way to utilize this, please. But as they are beginning to access it, we find that Micah again shows up, and he is completely whooping the asses of everybody who's there. It's so fucking cool.
It really is.
Adora does get to the failsafe and is about to activate it. He uses his powers to freeze everyone in weird shadows. It's like, what the fuck? Micah is ridiculously powerful.
Right.
Her friends are completely screwed, so she turns into She-Ra and accepts the failsafe and says, okay, I'm gonna fucking activate this and we're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Yep. And then everyone flees.
Yep, they leave the base and Entrapta's activating her stuff, and they're finally on their way out. And Catra is still completely like, I am so sick of your shit, Adora. You are constantly sacrificing yourself, and it's insane.
Yep, and this is when Catra's like...
suicidal fucking lesbian.
Yeah, she's like, all I want you to do is just stay here with me. You guys, you cannot keep doing this.
And she and Nilog pretty much... She's like, Nilog, we're getting the fuck out of here. I don't want... I'm gonna leave before she leaves, because I can't see her do this shit anymore. Yep. She's been here for a grand total of a few episodes, and she's already like, I'm done with your heroic shit.
Yeah. Does Hordak... does he deactivate the thing and kind of break out of the mind control at this point?
I don't think yet. Or, I mean, maybe.
I think he freaked out and ran away, but he's still, having flashes of her.
Right, yeah.
Saying, oh shit, I still remember her. And yeah.
But that's where the episode ends.
Yep, it ends with an upset Catra saying, I really hate the fucking martyr complex that my girl has, because she's out of control.
Complex, yeah.
Yeah.
I hate how suicidal my girlfriend is. Help.
Yeah, I also love seeing all the crazy magic that Micah can do. This is when we actually see him fully completely whooping the ass of everyone
Let
around
loose
him.
and not be held back.
Yeah, but also I love that they're finally addressing Catra's main problem with Adora is that she's always willing to sacrifice herself instead of doing what she needs to do for herself to be happy.
Right, she's thinking of everyone but herself.
Yeah, she explicitly says, why can't you just, do something for yourself for once and, not sacrifice yourself because you're always literally seconds away from losing yourself. And
quite literally, she's like, stop being so paragon.
Yeah, quit being so ridiculously stupid, you freaking lawful good idiot. Lawful stupid.
Lawful stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Adora's can be chaotic. It's either neutral stupid or chaotic stupid.
Yeah, neutral. I'm pretty sure she's well, who knows. Chaotic stupid seems more rough for her. She's doing the correct thing and self-sacrificing, altruistic to a fault. But yeah, it's such a fun dynamic to find out her main problem and her the relationship conflict with Adora at its core is that Adora is always looking for other people, and she's never puts technically she wants her to put Catra wants her to put her first once in a while, as opposed to exclusively being so self-sacrificing. Mm-hmm. Which is always a very, very fun dynamic.
Well, I mean, the whole self-sacrificing is also very much I'm going to say it again, it's very suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're essentially trying to hide.
Yeah.
I hate people having this martyr complex. Because it's okay, so you're willing to literally die for what? What are you dying for?
To save her friends. That's her motivation.
You can save your friends another way.
Yeah,
you don't have to die. You really don't have to kill yourself.
The fact that she's just so gung-ho for just to allow herself to die, you must be very,
You got issues, kid. You need to get them fixed.
Well, we can draw this back once again to the complex that Shadow Weaver definitely explicitly put into her of her importance and how much she does need to, work to do everything she can, and she's the most important person.
She always has to prove
prove herself to Shadow Weaver because she's always putting a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah, that Shadow Weaver.
Yeah.
Mom of the year, 10 out of no.
But no, it's fun because you're right. It's constantly whenever things get worse, she's always the first to throw herself on the grenade, much to the detriment of the people around her who do care about her. Like Catra just wants her to be safe, but Catra is also just inherently a selfish person. But she does want her. She wants her to be like,
and that's
worry about yourself, not everybody
At
else.
this point, it's fine for Catra to be selfish because she's just like, I want you to be selfish about yourself.
Yeah, care about yourself for once.
Like, you don't have to just run into danger and literally kill yourself just to like help other people.
Right.
You can help other people without doing that. Like, if you have to sacrifice yourself, don't.
Yeah,
That's never like the first. That should never be the first idea, or at least the first thought that pops into Dora's head. Just like, oh, I have to kill myself to like save my friends, and it's like, no, you don't. You
really don't, honey.
You can save your friends without trading your life just to save other people.
Yeah, and in terms of like character flaws, this is one that I don't think gets addressed enough in like long-running series with a heroic protagonist. That like much to the detriment of the people that they care about, they say like, no, you can't keep trying to sacrifice. We're gonna keep reiterating the point, but like it's not something that's pointed out. Yeah, it's usually like the good thing and the right thing to do. It's like
weird.
No, you shouldn't be doing this.
That
every
is
single time.
absolutely like mental illness, and I think it comes from, especially in America, a lot of our puritanical culture. This idea of like self-sacrifice is just really, really upheld, but in contexts like this, it's very unhealthy, and it's almost like the
suicidal.
It's absolutely it's an outpouring of having mental issues that are going unaddressed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but the example I was gonna bring up, two people characters one we were talking about earlier, Superman himself is willing to throw himself but that's like, I mean, like actually, directly like She-Ra, the only person strong enough amongst the group and the friends to throw themselves into the most life-threatening danger, even if it is literally life-threatening to them, despite their strength. The first person to always do that. Same with Captain America, of course, literally throwing himself on the grenade in training when he's like too frail to even be in the army.
Hey,
and as well
he's still skinny.
Yeah, back when he was skinny. And then Goku, I was gonna say my number one example would probably be Goku, who literally dies at least once in arc, I'm pretty sure, like sacrificing himself.
Yeah, God.
He dies, but he always has the out of like being resurrected all the time, or like coming back because the heaven people like him so much. They let him go back to Earth whenever it fucking feels like. But he is someone who always like there's a big bomb and only I can take it. I'll blow it up. Oh, it's a villain that's too strong. Don't worry, I'll sacrifice myself to blow up or whatever the hell. And it's just like,
oh wait, the villain depowered and now is turning fat to explode himself. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of this. Hey King Kai, where do I boom? The one time where he's like, I'm gonna be Paragon, and he took it to someone else's planet and killed everyone on
That's
it.
not even the last time he's killed himself.
I know.
To stop him, but like, it's and like that's why. But in contrast,
it's usually praise.
Yeah, it's usually like the most heroic, but it is like something. It is. And then there's also examples from various things where characters who are like this, whenever there's a character like, it's a cliche, the like wife of the cop who's saying like, no, you don't need to be doing this, you don't need to save people's lives, and it's like all the audience is supposed to despise her because they want to stop the hero from sacrificing themselves. They're in the wrong, and the person should be. But it's like, it's difficult. No. I know. It's like, the narrative is supposed to be.
You don't have to sacrifice your own. I think people with a martyr complex, they don't value themselves as an actual person. They just see themselves as just a pawn to be used for the betterment of mankind. Yeah. To the point where they're just always willing to die.
And it's like, you have to remember, you're part of that betterment of mankind thing.
Yeah. Like Kaylee, like specifically, what you just said is explicitly what Catra says to her. Saying like, no, you can't devalue yourself that much. You literally have people who care about you. You can't throw yourself away for everyone else all the time. It's such a fucking fun, interesting pointing out by a character who's been so villainous for so long to the hero saying like, no, what you're doing is not healthy. You're constantly sacrificing your like strength and love in your life for everyone else, and like you think about yourself for at least once to try to help the other people around you in a way that's different than normal.
Because it's like, you do realize that when you die, there's always going to be someone who is going to miss you, or there's going to be someone who takes your death so hard that they would rather be dead themselves.
Yeah, it's very.
You're just leaving everybody else behind to pick up the pieces because you devalue yourself that much. No, if you've made connections, and even if you haven't consciously like worked on connections, those connections are still going to be there. You're just
like, your death is just going to be harder for someone to get over. Like, if Adora did die, Catra would more than likely have the hardest time getting over it.
Yeah,
she really would.
And we see how she acts when she's
and sure,
upset.
Glitter and
Glitter.
Yeah.
Glitter.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Her name is Glitter now.
Yeah.
Glitter and Bo, like, they would also have a hard time getting over it.
But Catra would be the one that's most affected because she's the closest. Yeah, she's the closest too. I mean, yeah, everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, a lot of them are gonna be like, oh no, She-Ra's dead. But in reality, like Bo, Glitter Glatter, Catra specifically, and a few others are gonna be like, shit, Adora is dead.
Yeah.
Like, I even feel Entrapta would feel the loss too.
Yeah.
In her own way, she'd be like, wait a minute, one of my friends is dead. One of the only human beings I talk to on a regular basis, someone who actually vouched for me, someone who put up with me, is dead.
Probably so, yeah. Like, Entrapta would even be like, holy crap.
Like, so, for once, I actually will be on Catra's side and be like, people who have martyr complexes just need to fucking stop.
That's actually why I think, like, in a way, the dynamic between Catra and Adora represents balance. It's a very yin-yang kind of a thing, because the one is all about internal wants and needs and an internal need to constantly feel validated and in charge, and that's Catra. It's always about that satisfaction. And then Adora's the exact opposite. She's too far on the other side of, like, I am nothing, I am no one, but if I can help somebody else in the process, so be it. To the point where I will wear myself down to, like, those pathetic tiny little pencils that in elementary school you over-sharpened just to see how far you can sharpen it. She's like that. And then the intersection between the two is somewhere that's healthy. Helping out other people is good. Not hurting other people to get your own way is good. But conversely, you shouldn't be explicitly and regularly damaging yourself to help other people. So I think this is especially great for mental health, because we spend so much time glorifying these martyrs in our society that, like, okay, well, most of us aren't going to be in these life and death situations. So you need to find that balance where you can be relatively within reason happy and healthy and still be helping other people in turn and not screwing them over for your own satisfaction. It's somewhere in between.
Yeah, and the show does a very amazing job at portraying
Does that make me selfish? More than likely.
Not really.
But I'm not dying just to help 5 people. I'm not dying for that. If I'm going to die, I'm dying by my own wishes, okay?
Yeah, it's an amazing thing that's not really acknowledged enough in most, like, fantasy or even, like, heroic-based media. That I love that Catra finally just explicitly tells her that. And it's in a way that, like I said, it does not make you mad at the, spouse of the hero being like, no, don't save those people, sit here with me on the couch and watch TV or whatever. It's a much more built-up, like, understandable view of that kind of thing. Like, no, you're ridiculous. This is out of control.
I'm not going to hate the wife of the police officer that's like, if my husband dies, my husband's dead. Yeah. I don't ever get to see him again.
Yeah, it's him.
Everyone else is going to be like, wow, he's a hero. And then it's like, well, then what about the wife? What about his kids?
Yeah.
They're going to have to grow up without him, and the wife is going to have to pick up the pieces.
Yeah, I love that it's really, really well handled in this show. Just showing how amazing the writing on this series is. That they both handle a topic like that. All right, ready for hitting the first part of the final episode?
Yep, the series finale 2-parter, episode 12, Heart, Part 1.
Yeah, the rebellion is. See, did she absorbed the failsafe? She just became spread to her, actively killing her. It's like, yeah, it's already fucked up. She's already like screwed over from it. She's saying, okay, we're going to get to Prime Ship. Entrapta's plan is to deactivate the Horde network to get rid of all the chips simultaneously.
Yep.
And they are forming their plan. They say, okay, we're going to disrupt the broadcast. We're going to stop him, and we're going to deactivate everything. And then you're going to get to... Is it the heart of his big facility that he's researching the stuff at that she was aiming for?
Yeah. It's like the heart of his giant thing. Giant research facility thing. And of course, from there, go to the heart and use the failsafe.
Yeah. While they say, okay, we're going to make a distraction. Entrapta, you're going to destroy the network. Dora, Glimmer, Bo, we're going to go to the heart where it originally was. And then the destruction of that is... she believes that the destruction of the heart is her entire purpose for existing. Once again, we're back at her being incredibly self-sacrificing. And everyone's saying, no, wait, we need some time. They're kind of just chilling out before the big battle. They're kind of just commiserating with everybody together. Katra is, completely just... has no faith in Adora doing this again, is completely just disillusioned. How could she continue to act like this way?
Well, because Katra's gone now at this point.
I know she's left. No, she's going to team up with... teams up with... I thought she teams up with Shadow Weaver during this part to... try to follow her.
That's later on. But at the end of the last episode, she literally takes Milog and leaves.
I thought that she comes back later. It's in the middle of the episode.
She comes back later, but because when we first see her, we'll get to that. But right now, everyone's yay, She-Ra's got a plan and everything. The moment Adora looks at Shadow Weaver, we see a flicker between Adora and She-Ra. There's something not necessarily right with her going on. Mm-hmm. And of course, as she's doubting herself, as if the form of She-Ra is its own separate thing kind of thing. But as that happened, Bo and Glimmer are just hey, don't worry, everything's gonna be okay. You don't need to doubt yourself. Yay, self-sacrifice is fun.
Yeah, keep doing it. So they are going to the... Let's see where Light Hope's original program was.
Yep, together they go to the Crystal Castle, which is now dilapidated and ran by a malfunctioning hologram.
Yeah, a big wide version of her.
Yeah, the very big wide one. Hello, friends of Mara.
Yep, they use the password again, and they're accessing the heart of Etheria, where last season she crushed her sword and just okay, we're going to do this.
Meanwhile, in the wilds, on Milog's back...
Yeah, this is the scene where we see her in the woods having left last episode, slipping away. This is when we get her very teary... Obviously, she's no, Adora doesn't care about me. Big tears in her eyes, not like I care about her. Oh, does that mean fans of the show? Milog convinces her to return and try to stop Adora one more time. And this is when she was Shadow Weaver teams up with her, and she's just we meet fun, fucking wine-drunk mom, She-Ra, or Shadow Weaver, who's just you kids ruined my life, you know that? She's literally wine-drunk, angry mom. It's so funny. And Katra's just fuck you, you fucking ruined our lives, you piece of shit. It's such a fun, cathartic encounter between the two of them.
Fuck you, mom.
And then this is literally...
I'm gay because of you.
Yeah, this is when we also she actually for the first time ever, kind of reveals that she's actually got feelings for Adora. Nothing more than feelings.
The princesses go to the spire, and they are preparing for the huge assault. The full forces of Horde or Prime Hordes, fucking army, are prepared for them. Let's see, the Best Friend Squad is going with She-Ra to the heart as they continue on, and she continues to glitch out and be fucked up and weird.
Yep.
Thanks,
yep.
Nice.
I mean, getting the Hordes full attention and everything like that. We get Wrong Hordak and Entrapta and Swiftwind. Fighting through the spire and everything like that. We get the Best Friend Squad continuing down, and then of course because there's no sword of protection anymore, She-Ra's having a difficult time, and of course these are spurred on because Adora is missing Katra.
Yeah, and we also see this. Let's see, Bo, Glimmer, and Milog are going to try to rescue the other princesses. Mermista and Scorpia attack them as they are trying to escape. I really forgot that Seahawk was also with them, and they tried to do like the power of love.
Oh yeah, by the way,
again.
Seahawk's here.
Yep, they tried to do the power of love, but it does actually work a little bit because Seahawk's that fucking incredible.
Right.
They seem to be cracking out of the mind control a little bit, but Perfume is also using her powers to try to remove the chips as well.
Yep. And then of course, but as all of that's happening, as hopefully this is gonna work out, this whole chip thing. Oh wait, I think we forgot something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't like a Horde Prime come down when Chapta's like,
Yeah.
like doing all her computer things,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Horde Prime is like, oh hey, guess what? You're mine now.
Yep, and also we forgot the confusion about our fucking notes is that there is a lot of teleportating all over the fucking place.
Oh yeah, there is so much.
I'm gonna go back in a couple of minutes. Glimmer teleported Adora and Bo to the ship where the Heart of Etheria was located. After Wine Drunk Mom, Shadow Weaver teleports Catra to that same location, and then Bo and Glimmer leave to go help the other princesses, and that's why we're confused about where the fuck anybody is at this point.
Right, yeah.
There's a lot of teleporting back and forth, but Catra came back, and she is with Adora, who, while the heart is the anti-heart failure thing is like completely draining her and like making her all veiny and she's glitching out, she's constantly having flashbacks.
Anti-heart thing? You mean the failsafe?
Yeah, the failsafe is giving her flashbacks again to when she was growing up with Catra, when Catra was mind controlled. She's seeing all kinds of flashes and it's distracting her. So this is a very wonky thing to read our fucking notes and summaries for.
It really is.
But yeah, she is having like flashbacks and really freaking out. She's saying, you two can't go back any further, and that's when they do their teleporting back and forth and all over the place.
Then of course there's more fighting where we see like Mermista's fighting Seahawk.
Yeah.
We see
and he does
Scorpion.
he does this sexy pose, like drumming with like one of your French girls sings with his like legs in the air, saying, "Hey, you remember me, and I love you. Break out of it, Mermista." And she's like, it's actually kind of working.
It's actually kind of working, and of course Scorpion's like zapping everyone, and of course Perfume was like, "No, please."
Yeah, they do. Do they confront Scorpia in regards to saying, okay, Bo is with the device to try to deactivate it, or is that the next part? I can't remember.
I think the next part is because of all this teleporting and stuff, Catra like gets to the group where that are going to the failsafe.
Yeah, I already went over that part. She's fine. Okay, so we see finally Adora has a flashback talking to Mara. They're both in their She-Ra forms and they are communicating with each other. She's kind of saying like, "You're gonna save the world. You don't need to sacrifice yourself all the time. She care about the ones around you." She kind of gives her the whole like, "Chill the fuck out" speech. But then she disappears, and finally Horde Prime is just like, "Oh, I think I remember this fucking lady. I did fight one of these guys when I was wiping out first ones all over the place, and that's why he seems so familiar to me." But of course they've all lost, and you're gonna lose too. Back with the princess fight, Micah shows up, and he starts. And this is the first time ever since they've been here that Glimmer is confronted with her dad, and she's completely like freaking out, not knowing what to do. While Bo, I think, is at the machine, and they are actually about to deactivate the thing.
I'm actually kind of a little upset with Perfuma for not making like a perfume or at least some kind of aroma to knock people out.
Yeah, that would probably be
because she has done it before.
Yeah.
It's essence
she literally can make chloroform just go.
Yeah.
Essence of ether.
Yeah.
Essence
Exactly.
of knock the fuck out. It's night time. What is it? Night time.
Night.
Night.
So what happens next? Since this is all jumpy wumpy.
Let's see. In the Crystal Tower, Horde Prime, even though he's hooked up in his spaceship, communicating to everyone, is able to talk to Adora inside of her first one tech illusion. And he's kind of like, okay, well, I've defeated the first ones before, and I'll defeat you now too. And then she kind of breaks out of it, and we see a giant, crazy tentacle monster is about to attack her from like something that he put there. I guess some kind of old enemy of the first ones that he destroyed.
Goodbye to his oldest enemy, and then big old monster.
A big old tentacle monster shows up. Now that is the end of part one. A very confusingly jumbled thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of jumps and stuff like that. It gets confusing.
But yeah, I did like this part because it is a completely action focusing. It's just a big giant long fight with their activating their crazy giant complicated plan. It is incredibly fun to watch, but it is also just like heartbreaking to see Adora actively dying the entirety of this whole thing while she's
it's not.
running
It's
through all this
dumb.
stuff. Well, no, it's sad seeing what happens to her and Catra giving up to her. Then her confronting a Shadow Weaver is just so like, oh, it's fucking. I need help and you're fucking me up. It's so fucking sad. I also love that Bo using the power of friendship doesn't work against what's her name, but fucking Seahawk's power of friendship does stop Mermaids to fill for a little bit.
No. It was power of friendship does not work. I love you, Mermista.
Power of seduction.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Seahawk's that hot.
When the fucking swashbuckling rogue actually succeeds his persuasion check, Mermista, draw me like one of my French girls.
Light me on fire like one of my ships.
Yeah, exactly.
Light my ship's fire, please.
Light my ship on fire.
Oh my
With your
goodness.
hot burning love.
Why did he become French all of a sudden?
Because he is French.
Set my ship on fire, like
Beautiful mustache is so
people.
wonderful.
No, just because he has a mustache does not make he could be Spanish for all we know.
No. He's fucking dope.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can
French.
agree on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's
He's from Dopia, you know.
Dopia. Hey, no.
He's
He's from Dopia, where he eats dopium.
Dopium.
Hey, don't be dope.
Yeah, but I fucking love this little first part of the finale just because we have not had too many like crazy action focused episodes.
Yeah, it was really action packed, obviously, and now it's all coming to a head.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're nearing the finish. We've only got one more episode to cover, and it only gets crazier from here.
Yeah. Okay, we are now at the episode 13.
Yeah,
the
episode
series
13.
finale of She-Ra.
Yep, the final episode of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I was about to say the Powers of Princesses.
Nice. What, Daryl?
Something inappropriate. Move on.
Say it.
Say it,
Dude,
Roman.
we had an entire conversation about a Vaseline
Yeah,
glove
come on.
hand.
True. I was just gonna be like,
Vaseline.
and the princesses of penises.
Princesses of Penises.
No,
yeah.
and the princesses with penises.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hello.
That is their magic wand.
Yeah. Hey. Runestone's gotta come from somewhere, right?
Really doesn't even make any sense.
It's called kidney stones.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Alright, we gotta wrap this episode.
Hey,
We are
episode
exhausted and it is hot.
episode 13.
Heart. Part. Dose. What the
Thank
hell are
you.
you stopping for? Why would you say the episode together?
Except for one problem. When we did Heart, I was the only one who said part 1. You didn't say part 1.
Oh, dumb. But okay, let's go.
Yeah, it was your turn to say
Part
it.
trois.
Yeah. Adora's
Part
facing...
twat.
That's three.
Trois.
That's 3.
Hell yeah.
That's 3 French.
We're doing it.
Part two.
Yes, what happened to part 2? We don't know. It's part 3.
Yeah, we're getting looped because we're all getting too
Anyway,
exhausted in this for the past 4 hours.
Port Prime is like Port Prime.
We're all losing
Prime.
our
Oh
mind.
my god, we are
Port-
losing shit. We are losing it. Port Prime. Port Optimus Prime. It was like yes. God damn it.
Oh god.
We broke Terra again.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Pork prime.
Pork prime.
Pork prime.
Port Prime.
Yeah.
Did they use the Cajun rub?
Ooh, I love that rub. That's a delicious.
Anyway,
Big giant tentacle monster is fighting Adora and
he's fighting
beating the shit out
Adora.
of
Yes,
them.
thank you. And as all of this is happening, Micah is fighting his daughter.
Yeah, Micah is whooping everybody because his he like literally took out the entire Princess Alliance easily with his fucking magic.
And as Catra's like, oh, I'll fend off the tentacle monster, Shadow Weaver is like, okay, Adora, let's go to your home now.
Yeah, exactly.
Time to sacrifice yourself, let's go.
Yep, they're fighting there in the outpost. Scorpia continues. Okay, she's not out of control yet. She's still beating the shit out of Bo. And Milux kind of just rescues him to try to get him the fuck out of there.
Yep, Milux is like, I will help you, friend of friend of friend.
Yep. Glimmer is completely outmatched, and Micah is way too hard. But he also is saying a bunch of evil shit to his daughter because he's crazy, talking about how awful
Oh,
and what a
you're
loser she
weak,
is.
you're pathetic, my
Yeah.
daughter. You're not my daughter.
But then somehow a vision of Angela manages to reach Glimmer and gives her kind of hope, and she's like, okay, no, I can't take my dad on because You know, I fucking am a powerful queen now, and I can fucking whoop his ass. So she starts teleporting all over the place, doing a really cool fight, beating the shit out of him.
And pissing off Micah.
Yeah, Micah
like,
makes...
just hold still and let me kill you!
Yep, she is having a huge giant magic battle. Micah's making a big giant, like, black hole thing. And Glimmer kind of just like, no, I've got this. I'm going to use the power of fucking friendship. And gives her dad a speech about how much she cares about him.
Meanwhile, under the cloak of Milog,
yep,
Bo's just like, okay, cool. I'm still going to try to deploy the Entrapta plan, the Entrapta protocol, to deactivate all those chips. Scorpia cannot detect him. Until, he shouts out, like, yay! The program activated! And she's like, bitch, I can hear you,
Yep.
Like, haha, you can't see me, but I can hear you.
Yep.
And so, blast and, blast him and Milog away from each other. And the terminal is like, oh, there's the terminal. So, he's like, Scorpia, hey, buddy, look, it's all cool, we're all cool here.
And manages to distract her until the device finally goes off.
Yep.
And everyone is freed as we see all around the chips falling off of the number of the mind-controlled people. Then he hooks up to the machine, is going to give a big giant speech about, like, hey, everybody, we're going to fucking whoop his ass, everybody.
Kick his ass!
Yeah, we got
Fuck him up!
And we see, like, a bunch of other people all over. We see tons of flashbacks to tons of other characters, all also being uncontrolled from them.
Yep, like, we see Huntara, we see Admiral Scurvy of all people.
Yeah.
But yeah, we see everyone's finally freed, and then Scorpia finally gets freed too.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh my god, I'm free. And then she gets to share a best hug with Bo.
Yeah.
No.
Very, very cute.
Yes. And then, Entrapta on Horde Prime ship is just laughing because, it worked. It fucking worked. And then, of course, Prime is incredibly upset by this, so he's just like, I'm so mad, I'm going to just send my clones out.
Yeah, more clones.
Clones! My clone troopers! It's the Clone Wars all over again. Do it. And of course, as this is happening, Bo takes like one of the communication channels, and he gives this really long, heartfelt speech about believing in yourself and friendship. Bo believes in himself. Horde Prime turns into a boat.
You explain that weird reference, Ben?
No.
Great.
Because we're going back to Ketra.
Yep, she manages to take out one of the Guardians, and Horde Prime continues to mock them, saying, you guys are going to fail. There's no way the first ones could ever make the planet not get fucking destroyed. I'm going to be down there in a second. The more the weird monsters start showing up as they continue to fight them off. They are literally about to lose when Shadow Weaver shows up and says, hey, motherfuckers, I'm still here and I'm still shitty.
I'm still a piece of shit, biatch.
I'm still here and I'm still shit.
Yeah, she manages to rescue them from the crazy giant tentacle monster and kind of puts a little force field blocking them. And as Catra is kind of like, oh my god, what the fuck is she doing? And we finally get to see her scarred up face as she reveals to them hey, you two, I fucked you guys up, but now I'm sacrificing myself, so fucking work that shit out. Bye. And then it gets
Bye.
Huge giant magical blast.
Yep. But you want to know the best thing about Shadow Weaver? Her final words. What's her final words before she takes the blast?
You're fucking welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What? That's fucked up.
Yeah, you're welcome. Narcissistic.
You're welcome for what?
Yeah, narcissistic to the fucking end.
Yeah, and a master.
You're welcome for what?
Yeah, she sacrifices herself and takes out a bunch of the Guardians, just completely fucking up the kids.
You're welcome. I'm no longer here anymore. So okay, bye.
Yep, and then Barrier gets she dies. Everyone's like, oh no, she's dead. Wait, I don't think anyone's actually like that.
Yeah. Well, no, Adora and Catra are both like, what the fuck? They're very confused, but also crying, but also they're not know what the fuck to do. They're really fucked
I'm so confused. I hate that she's dead, Catra. I hate that I didn't kill her.
No.
But they do continue on to the heart of Etheria.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as all of this is happening, and as Horde Prime is just really irritated, Entrapta's like, oh, maybe I should make fun of him.
Yeah,
it does.
Entrapta on the ship.
Entrapta,
we
Entrapta
finally get and this is when during this whole conflict, their Hordak, their Prime finally starts to break out of his mind control.
Yep. And of course, all of them are, and even Hordak is just like, wow, this girl that I fell in love with so long ago. I think I'm falling for her again.
Why did I think, like, when Matt was stumbling over saying their Hordak, I was thinking their pork chop.
Yeah, their pork chop. Yeah.
Their pork chop. Pork chop.
So he does finally begin to fight against Prime, the other Hordak.
Yep. And then as that's happening, Ketra is with Adora again, still trying to get to the heart of Etheria.
Mm-hmm.
With a massive, fucking power, big energy power going through. And of course, they get to the heart and it's just like, okay, gotta destroy it now.
Yeah, but
time for me to sacrifice myself.
Intercut
oh boy,
with,
here I go killing myself again.
That was the time.
That's beautiful.
That was the best time, that whole fucking transition. But no, on the ship, their Hordak does manage to attack their Prime, and they actually have an actual tussle trying to save Entrapta from them. And he does manage to say, no, you're not the boss of me. I'm gonna be my own man.
You're not the boss of me, Dad.
Yeah, literally, or older brother, whatever they refer to him as. Their cults. He does manage to.
Mother, father, brother.
Yeah, he does get his crazy red eyes back. And he throws him off the thing. I'm not going to be a puppet of yours anymore. And he kills Horde Prime.
Oh, what?
Or does he? As he turns around, and Horde Prime's possessing Hordak now, and he's saying, "Yeah, motherfucker."
Oh yeah. By the way, remember that time I said I needed a new vessel? Did you fucking forget that?
Yeah, I can possess these bodies whenever the fuck I want. It totally didn't work.
Yep. And of course, it just does not work out.
Yeah, but this is the big major fucking crazy scene where Adora, completely drained of power, is finally entering the failsafe. Everything's going to absolute hell. She has a flash forward of a really, really cute vision of everyone older. Everyone has really sexy haircuts. So fucking
Ketra has a nice messy ponytail.
Yeah, she has a messy ponytail. Adora has a full giant pompadour, freaking sassy, cute.
Bo and Glimmer are apparently a thing. That,
they're actually together.
Yeah, they're actually together.
I'll get to that at the end. She's saying, okay, we can be happy, I can live, but no, she's still no, I'm gonna fucking sacrifice myself and...
Dude, you just had a flash forward to a life where you're not dead!
Yeah, but then once again, Horde Prime infiltrates her weird dreams and says, oh, what a nice dream, but that's not how things are gonna happen. You're gonna die and you're gonna lose, and she's just no, I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
You fucking loser.
Yeah.
Dear loser, Horde Prime.
Yeah.
I have your pork chop.
I have your pork chop.
I was going to say, dear loser, pork rind.
Pork rind. You know what? Horde Prime, we're going to edit it so every time it's now pork rind.
Yeah, exactly.
I forget what happens after the finish.
Well, this is the major scene, like I said. He tells her she's about to die. She's falling down the pit during the crazy giant energy thing. And then this is when, she's finally sacrificing herself, Ketra reaches out and says, you fucking idiot, don't you understand? I love you, and I've always loved you, and that's the whole point of all of this. And she does finally, she's so just for once, please stay. Quit trying to sacrifice yourself. And such a fucking, a tear-jerkingly sad scene of her reaching out. They finally clasp, and she wakes up and realizes that it was a crazy, weird energy illusion thing, but they're together now in the ship, not exploding. The heart failsafe has worked.
Yay!
And then she kind of, hug each other, she's like, oh my god, you love me? And then she tells her, I love you too. And then they finally, after fucking 5 seasons, a fucking beautiful gay kiss between these two who have loved each other but have had the worst relationship in the world for the past fucking 5 seasons.
Well, what are you talking about? They had a horrible friendship. Now the relationship starts.
Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. And everyone's in tears and everyone's happy because it finally fucking happened. And it's fucking beautiful when it does. They do manage to she turns into a proper full-powered She-Ra and destroys the machine, destroys the heart, everything is completely resolved.
Well, except for, remember, Horde Prime's still somewhat alive.
Oh, or is he? Because she fucking is
he's like, I'll be back, I will kill you, She-Ra. And then she, immediately just fucking murders him.
Yeah, she, she not murders him, she, blasts him out of the mind of their Hordak. And completely returning him to his own mind and destroying, everything of the entirety of the Horde fleet.
Yep.
It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, and, they go out and everyone's happy, yay! All of magic has returned to Etheria. Madame Raz is happy. Is happy. Natasha and Spinnerella are still married and give a cute kiss. Hordak is like, holy shit, I remember you when you were a kid.
Yeah, we have a little flashback of saying, like, I guess I'm kind of your dad because I kind of neglected you and left you with Shadow Weaver.
Yeah. And of course, Hordak is like, I feel weird, and then Trapped is like, get over here, boyfriend.
Yeah, everyone's kissing and hugging and everyone's happy.
And Scorpia, actually, Catra's like, Scorpia, big ol' hug.
I forgive you, Wildcat. Yay!
Can't use that word now because they're not going to be together.
That's what her phrase is.
I know it is. Mermista is like, yay, my boyfriend Seahawk.
And then she kind of sees Hordak and does like the line that a lot of people are thinking, like, so are we just cool with this now, or what the fuck? Hordak's just walking around.
Actual Hordak is walking around and is like, just don't question it.
We'll address it later.
Off screen. That is literally a tomorrow question for the next 5 years.
Yeah, and we also get to see Raz saying, like, man, Mara would be so proud of you. You actually succeeded where she failed horribly.
Yep.
We get to see, like, the nice little vision of the future. Everyone's really happy. And then finally saying, okay, so now that fucking Horde's dead shit and we are finally free after all this whole thing.
Yep.
What's the next plan? Like, well, there's a lot of galaxies out there and a lot of planets, and also I gotta find the first ones, and, cough, cough, my brother He-Man, fucking Prince Adam, what the fuck is he doing? So they're going to go off, and it's going to be
the Best Friend Squad road trip! And they all agree, and that's actually where the episode ends.
The episode and the series finally ends.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I liked that Horde Prime was, like, tossed off a thing unceremoniously, like the Emperor at the end of Star Wars, but he just fucking possessed their Hordak, like, fuck you guys. You forgot about my main power? I can possess all my clones. That was such a nice little twist.
I am Senator Palpatine. I can control my clones.
Yeah, and also, I don't remember if the episode of the series was airing episodically or what, but, like, I remember when it aired, everyone across the board was fucking in tears. The internet fucking exploded. Everyone was so fucking happy with the finally getting together of She-Ra and Catra, and it's so fucking wonderful. The scene itself is so fucking sad and beautiful. Tearing up, crying Catra, admitting her finally that she loves her sister.
She loves her sister. Did you say her sister?
Adopted. It doesn't count. But yeah, they are so adorable. Also, the whole Shadow Weaver thing with, like, people saying, like, yeah, it was fucked up because it's like, I think N.D. Stevens, the creator, did say that, like, no, they didn't forgive Shadow Weaver. Well, it's a complicated take on, like, even if a horrible, shitty, nightmarishly terrible parent dies, even if your reaction is to still be upset, that's completely understandable. Because their look is, like, confused, but also still tearing up when she, like, sacrifices herself and does that fucked up, like, you're welcome, bye, you idiots, and, like, fucks off and dies. And they're, like, so, like, conflicted in that scene. They're like, oh my god, like, she's dead, but, like, this is weird. I don't fucking know how to feel about this. It's such a wonderful way to handle it. Also, I think she might be, her and Horde, Shadow Weaver and Horde Prime might be the only two, like, actual people who died in the finale, I think. Yeah. Also, we forgot to mention a quick shot of, Rogelio and Lonnie with, like, Imp and a little baby, Bjorn thing on their chest. A very, very quick shot. Fucking adorable as hell. I loved this finale. I think this season rankings wise, I think that probably 3 is still my favorite. With the Scorpia and Catra in the desert, and, like, you have an out. Forget Adora, forget the Horde, and, like, she still fucks up and just wants to destroy the whole planet. And then Adora's like, "Fuck you, you're fucking dead to me." I think that might be my favorite season still, but I did really enjoy this finale.
Yeah. This finale was good, but I mean, there were other parts that hit a little stronger with me.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, this was ultimately a good season. It, wrapped up everything. Mm-hmm. Left an open ending. Yep. Because I mean, is there going to be more She-Ra, or is it just going to be linked with those other He-Man shows?
I was going to say, I know that after the series, the creator did do a really, really long stream, like a 5 or 6 hour stream, just like with all the voice actors and all the writers and stuff like that, talking about the series. They talk about, like, remember that Bo had, like, 7 or 8 brothers that were, like, mentioned, but they all went into different fields of research, and they didn't, adventure like him. They never get shown. They went into what their lives were like. They also went into the future, and they showed Adora and Catra's kid named Finn. Look up the design for Finn. They are fucking incredible looking. It's such a fun design. And I also know on that long stream where they talked about all the voice actors and stuff, they did mention that that there is a fanfic that the show writer made of like the follow up, what happens afterwards. And I think it might be like a really mature fic too. She gave the link and everything like that. I think she was really vague about it. The ND was really vague about it, but people were able to find out what it was, and I had it for a long time, and I lost it. I have no idea where the fuck it is now. It sucks. But there's a lot of like follow up stuff, and they did want to do more stuff. I also tweeted in our I sent in our Discord recently. The voice actors for Glimmer, Catra, and Adora were like hanging out at a bar recently. People were saying like, "Oh, speculating are they gonna do some kind of movie?" Because that's also been rumored for a really long time, like an Amazon Prime movie thing. But there's still like the rights are still all over the fucking place between Universal and like Netflix and I don't know what the fuck it is. But then also, like we said, the the unrelated Kevin Smith He-Man series, which was wildly mid, is like, oh, you guys looking at it, Finn?
Yes.
Yeah, their design is fucking incredible.
Show me.
Cute.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Aww.
Yeah, but they did a ton of art. They did the comics and stuff with Finn and like everyone else is like growing up, and it was really fucking fascinating. So there's a lot of love for the series internally, and I hope that they do get something else off the ground because, like I said, the two He-Man series are like wildly mid. They're so not worth watching. They're like
So I've heard.
Yeah, they're not great. I watched the first part of it, and like spoiler alert, He-Man and Skeletor, who's voiced by Mark Hamill, which is awesome, both die in the first episode.
What?
And it follows Teela and Man-at-Arms and a bunch of other characters like going on an adventure to like figure out it's like a huge time skip, and there's some good aspects and interesting like concepts in it, but it is not a very interesting series.
It's not a He-Man show then.
Yeah, no, it's He-Man. I'm sorry, not He-Man. I think it's called Masters of the Universe, which is what their universe is called.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the series. But spoiler alert, because I'm telling you guys not to watch it. The series finale, Skeletor and He-Man do come back, and throughout the series, you're seeing flashbacks to what Adam was doing as He-Man, shit like that. But there is a second season. I didn't fucking bother watching it because I don't care. And then there's another He-Man project that who cares? Who gives a shit about? But I absolutely fucking love this show, and I'm glad we got to watch it. But yeah, final thoughts on the series as a whole.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
Yeah.
All the characters were well written. Even the ones that like appeared for a little bit in season 1 and finally got like actual character arcs in season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stories were well. I mean, there were some episodes that like fell short, but then again, every long series has weaker episodes than others.
Yeah.
But it was all in all, it was a fun time. It was a good watch, and I'm glad that you guys were like, wait, you haven't seen this yet? Yeah, you should watch it. What the fuck?
Yeah. I'm also
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I'm teeing you up. Don't worry, Tara. I was gonna say I am incredibly glad that you two were able to join us for the entirety of this series.
Yes.
And I want to hear your thoughts now.
So, what I was going to say is there was a point Ben made earlier about Horde Prime and not feeling. There were times where he was a bit generic villain. That approach has been taken before, and a lot of this has to do with the fact that every single time a gay pairing or lesbian pairing is being put forth for a show like this, the studios immediately respond by rushing production time, by forcing them to create a final season. It's happened with Kurosami, it's happened in the Owl House, it's happened, and technically, it's to a lesser extent, it's happening here. Anytime the creator pushes, because it makes it less marketable overseas, because Russia and China will not show explicitly gay content. Mm-hmm. So, the studios see it as a loss, as a net loss, because they can't push it in as many countries. And as such, the writers have to scramble to tie up as many of those loose ends as possible. And as such, there are things like Catra's redemption could have been even more powerful.
Yeah.
Even Glimmer's redemption could have been more powerful. Horde Prime, I feel like there were things they were building to, like with them having defeated the first ones and all this other stuff, and having stolen dozens, if not hundreds of, like, a ton of planets. There could have been a lot more built with that, and it could have been it could have been a villain that a villain that was present for more than one like season.
Like, I really wish
It could have been way more impactful, but they had to, but because they insisted on the Cantadora kiss, the studio was like, well, that's going to be at the end of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, what were you saying, Josh?
I was gonna say, I'm like, I really wish they could have like, because I don't know, I really hoped that he would reveal that all of his clones were technically the first ones. That he just kind of reshaped them into taking different forms. Because like I was like, that would be really funny if the reason why you don't see that many civilians is because he took them all and he reshaped them into into like a clone of himself.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting.
Just reusing the first ones and other people. Because then I'd be like, well, if that means that these guys have been brainwashed so much that they don't remember who they were.
Yeah, and he just turned into copies of him. That would have been an interesting take. I was going to say, in terms of Horde Prime as the villain, there's 3 points I wanted to make. Firstly, I know that people complained about his like villainous chemistry or lack thereof with She-Ra was really like a detriment to his his villainness. He didn't really have much of a connection to her. He really didn't care too much about her for the most part for most of the season, and that's why him being the final villain for this final stretch of the thing didn't feel like as impactful. Second point I wanted to make was I know that there's weird rights issues with He-Man, but the fact that Skeletor, one of the most iconic villains of all time, was a student of Hordak, and his disfigurement was, the story that happened, but he is incredibly intrinsically tied to Hordak, and I guess in this universe it would be Horde Prime.
Yes.
And I would love to see how that happened, and how that could happen, how
Yes.
how their interpretation of He-Man and all that universe, but they had a very clear in with Horde Prime's right there, tie him into Skeletor in any way you possibly can. It could be really fucking fascinating. And then the third point I wanted to make was in regards to his aesthetic, and another series that you could have mentioned about LGBT representation in like last minute, or feeling like it. Steven Universe,
Yes.
which had great representation in the entire series, but when it got more explicit, that's when the show was kind of like put to an end almost.
Yes.
But I wanted to say White Diamond. There was a big comparison between White Diamond and Horde Prime, and people were saying like, well, this is my personal opinion. I think when White Diamond first showed up, I thought she was one of the most fucking terrifying things in the fucking planet because she was so imposing, like way more than I think Horde Prime was. She felt so ridiculously in control before she revealed that she has mind control powers as well. She was just like so flat, so you've had your fun, blah blah blah. The tone of her voice, the pitch, her aesthetic, her like crazy sharp, like blank, all white, all like encompassing,
it was like
blinding,
a parent coming in
difficult
on a
to
kid,
look at. Yeah.
finding the kid colored on the walls and going, okay, honey,
Yeah, it was
time to go to bed.
incredibly difficult to even like look upon, or even like I felt like that was one of the best conveyings of like being in this being's presence would be utterly overwhelming. Like,
I'm sure.
and I don't think Horde Prime felt like that. Like, even though he had a similar aesthetic, I don't think he felt like as scary as she felt when it just revealed.
I think what they should have done was that when Hordak was always talking about Horde Prime, there could have been like little insinuations going around here and there about like how imposing he is, how tall and fucking scary he is.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, because the show was pushing for a more LGBT type scenario, I'm sure if that wasn't happening, Horde Prime and like just the whole him in general, they probably could have got at least another season or two out to fully flesh him out as being the villain, as being this really scary guy.
But in my opinion, it was worth it for what we got, because gradually we're seeing more and more of these shows where they're able to do more and more and more. Koronasami, it was a handhold. We
talked about that. I don't want to cut you off. We talked about that in our Korra episode. Like,
yes.
This show walked, or possibly even crawled, so things like Steven Universe and Owl House and She-Ra, which we all explicitly mentioned way back like years ago in that episode, could run with this kind of representation.
Yeah.
And this one came first, and then we have like the Owl House, which is even more explicitly LGBT, and it's gradually we're getting somewhere with this. So I think the payoff was worth it. Do I wish we could have had more time making Pork Prime truly intimidating and exploring some of the possibilities plot-wise? Yes. But the payoff of having an explicitly gay series was worth it, and I think that's why they fought so hard to get that.
Yeah, I absolutely loved this series. I'm glad we got to gush about it for so much.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of there's speaking of LGBT representation again. Like I said originally, I am still, even at this point, having watched the series all the way through like fucking 4 or 5 times, even because of this podcast. I still, in my heart, would have I was pulling for Scorptra. I fucking loved their dynamic, as bad as it was. As unhealthy as it was.
Yeah, you like disasters.
And explicitly toxic as it was. I still like their dynamic more. The everyone watching Catra and Adora getting together was fucking so insanely cathartic. Everyone was losing their minds. It was so wonderful. Bo and Glimmer, everyone knew that was coming from Princess Prom when she was all like tsundere about him having other friends besides her.
And then, I still kind of don't like that pairing at all. Just because it seems that Bo is the one that has to clean up after her more than anything else.
100%, yeah.
I kind of wish that Bo got with someone else that was a little bit more level-headed, or at least someone who...
Like Perfuma.
Yeah,
didn't make him feel like he had to literally just be a second, almost like big brother figure.
Yeah.
There was actually a part of me that wanted Scorpia to actually get with Glimmer, because there was a time where the two of them
bonded
really nicely together, because Scorpia has just enough friendliness in her to be like, hey, you don't need to do that, but she was also a captain, so she knows how to take control of a situation, and Glimmer is working on herself.
Yeah, she's getting there.
She's somewhat there.
Yeah. And not to do ship war stuff, but like I said, my stance. I felt, you guys can argue with me. I know Ben doesn't feel this way, but I felt a little bit like Perfuma and Scorpia was a little bit pair the spares to me, which is fan fiction term for when a show has a bunch of people who everyone ends up together and it's just oh, I guess these two are those two are also now together, I guess. But I felt like there was build up, but I felt like that relationship wasn't as
powerful
it wasn't as well done as anybody else's in the series, and I don't think it was necessary. They could have just both ended up single. That would have been fine with me too. I don't really think that they're, because I think there was also art of their kid possibly too. I'm not sure what their kid was named, but Perfuma and Scorpio, which I couldn't imagine what that would be. Some kind of flower bug. It'd be awesome.
Actually, I can agree with you.
I'm not a fan of it.
I may be okay with it, but it's not really one of the stronger ones. Honestly, I agree with you, Kaylee. The Bo Glimmer one, even though I knew I saw it coming a mile away, it's just no.
I'm more fine with them.
It's also just, I kind of hate these childhood best friends turning into a couple later on, because if that couple breaks up, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah,
I've always hated that trope of they're best friends and they're the opposite sex, so that means that they must be attracted to each
Fuck
other.
you, they're best friends of the same sex.
Fucking Danny Phantom and Sam Manson. I fucking hated that too. I really did.
Yeah.
I hated that happening. I was like, can you just let the two of them be teenagers? Can you just let them be teenagers without them actually becoming romantically involved? I don't...
Yeah.
Please.
There was even hints, I remember the first season when they went to Mysticor and the hot tub scene where Glimmer's putting her head on Adora's shoulder. I'm just what the heck is this gonna be where we're going? It's insane. But that would have been cute too. But yeah, shipping that's the rump for fan fiction, I guess. I won't get too deep diving into that, but I didn't mind Bo and Glimmer. I personally, when I saw it way back in season 1 with Princess Prom, I was just yeah, they're cute together. I mean, everyone's gay as heck in this series, so they can have one head ship, I guess, if they need to. But
I just rather it not happen.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's make this fucking crazy. Let's give the shipper. Let's give the shipper something to write about.
Well, you say something's crack ship that you.
Bo and Seahawk.
That's not crack. That's fucking. That should have been the case.
Oh,
You see how romantic that fucking bros night out was?
Seahawk just looking at Marissa No, she's not enthusiastic about lighting ships on fire. However, Bo...
Yeah, Bo, man.
Hey, I tried it that one time. Bo, on the other hand, Bo, I haven't done it at all. Let's do it.
Yeah, he's so fucking adorable. I love Bo. He's so cute.
Yeah, but honestly, of all of the male characters, Bo was absolutely the best one.
Oh, we probably should do our thing we do at the end of all of our series, or like most things. Top 3 and bottom 3 characters. I'll give everyone else a chance to think because I'll go first on the block.
Yeah, go first.
Bottom 3 characters, like, no shade.
No shade.
Yeah, of course. Let's see.
Shade.
From 3 to 1 going down, I would say number 1 would probably be Micah. I feel like he was not incredibly necessary. I think
so. He's number 3.
He's number 3 in terms of going down from worst. It's very complicated. But I didn't feel like he was entirely necessary. He was away from Glimmer for the entire season, so their interaction wasn't really crucial to anything plot-wise. And, like, yeah, he was a really powerful sorcerer, but, like, I think him being a figure in Angela and Glimmer and Shadow Weaver's past made him much more interesting when he was just like, yo, yeah, he affected Shadow Weaver, but he was one of the first people she tried to manipulate. And she fell on this dark path kind of because she was so power-hungry and he wasn't, whatever. But then, I don't feel like he was necessary. The voice actor, I know he's an actor, he's a ton of stuff and he's amazing. But I felt like he was whatever. Second would be Rogelio. He did not have enough development. Him and Kyle are very cute together, and I love a dinosaur guy. It's so fucking fun of design. But I feel like out of even that trio of like fucking extra friends, those 2 guys in anime are referred to as like the fucking friend group guys who aren't addressed. I felt like whatever Rogelio is pretty negligible even in that group. I would have loved to see more from Lonnie or even Kyle, who's a funny punching bag. But Rogelio was kind of just there, and even they could barely understand him, or even though they've been with him for as long as they've been with all of each other. Number 1, probably the character I care least about is like honestly probably. Honestly, it's not tie. It's kind of a thing between the Hordaks, all of Hordak as a villain, or even Prime or regular Hordak. I don't feel like they were as interesting a villain as Shadow Weaver and Catra and even Entraptor when she was bad were. And I feel like they're like big giant, space empires. That's whatever. That's cool. It's cliche a little bit, but the personalness that all those other villains I named had with the main crew made every time they were on screen much more fascinating. And like all those others, like he's a big imposing guy who's like not too defined, but he's not really personally connected. Like I mentioned earlier, White Diamond is explicitly connected to everyone in the series, from Pink to Rose to Steven, intrinsically important to that person's life and actually affects them more than Hordak, who's like even essentially like pseudo Adora's father. It's just like I don't think he had enough going on for him to even like rank in like my top anything characters. In terms of top 3, I mean fucking Catra, Natasa, Mermista. That's how it goes.
That wasn't even hard.
No, of course it's incredibly easy. Number 1, Catra. She's one of the best. She's a piece of shit. She struggles all the time. She makes wrong decisions nonstop. She's incredibly selfish. I fucking love her to death. She's a violent, awful, crazy person.
She's a character you would make.
She's great. Natasa, fucking insanely fun. Like I said, last minute, a version of Batman I actually like because she's so fucking smart and clever. And like I was thinking of fucking really esoteric reference. Fucking the Olympians sequel series to Percy Jackson, where you meet the Roman goddess Brutomitis, who is the goddess of nets and trapping, and she's just like incredibly fucking funny because everyone's like, what the fuck is that? That's a stupid power. Because she's constantly fucking whooping everyone's ass. So that's really fun. But then, yeah, Mermista, fucking toxic chill girl who's just so mean but so chill. I fucking love her to death. Her aesthetic, her voice, she's fucking dope as hell. That's my fucking top.
You like monotonic girls.
Hell yeah, I love toxic
who
chill.
like can get attitude at times, but sometimes it's just the attitude like,
Yeah, it's fucking wonderful and I love her to death. We'll go round robin on the table.
Tara?
Oh, sure.
We're gonna go with the people who have seen this, then the person who saw it for the first time last.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Bottom 3.
Number 3.
Stop!
We can't go off
What's
around
wrong with you? I think I would have to agree with Rogelio definitely being in my bottom 3. And then Also kind of Lonnie, because I don't know anything about her. She just kind of... She felt like a person who had potential as someone who, like, was the type to just get it done, but then there wasn't anything else to her, which is fine. She was a background character.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to choose a bottom three. Horde Prime is on there just because there was potential there, but it didn't have a chance to be realized.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, there was potential there that was never realized. And then, honestly, though her name is hilarious, Castaspella. She was, a lot of the time, she was a goofy ant trope. And while that can be fun to play with, there were times where she seemed to lack complexity. And despite that, she had a decent amount of screen time for someone who didn't have a lot of complexity. It's like she played a role for the narrative purpose, and that's all she was. She was there when it was needed for the story to go on, and or they needed, like, goofy ant jokes. And that was all she was, so she's the absolute bottom. And it's not that I absolutely despise her, it's just, it didn't feel very organic to me. And the lack of complexity is honestly, considering how much screen time she got. Like, Lonnie, it makes sense why we don't know so much about her. Well, she was only on, like, a very, very small percentage. Castaspella got way more screen time and not as much complexity comparative to the screen time she got. Top ones... My top characters, well, first of all, my all-time favorite, I don't care what anyone has to say about this, is fucking Madame Raz, because I have such a thing for the crazy, kooky little old lady who doesn't live in the same reality that we do. And that's gonna be me when I'm an old lady, okay?
It is the DreamWorks version of the sassy grandma from Disney.
Yeah, literally.
That's what Madame Raz is. The only quirk with this one is
She doesn't
is
experience time linearly,
Mm-hmm.
but then she's also just wacky beyond that. She, like, forgets, like, constantly what she's in the middle of doing, part of which is her jumping time, and part of which is just her brain is basically hot cereal. It's great. Love her. She's my favorite because of that, and she's, like, the exact opposite of Castaspella in that, like, she is also kind of a bit of a trope, but because they know she's a bit of it's like they embraced the fact that she's a bit of a trope and just ran with it. And in spite of that, they gave her emotionally vulnerable moments that felt genuine to add on to that. So I ended up loving her a lot more than probably most people do, which is a little absurd. At the end of it, I do end up loving Catra. I hate her, but I love her. I want to smack her, but I also see that she has complex emotions running underneath, and that's why she operates the way she does, but that does not excuse her actions at all. But they do take the abused kid who comes out fucked up and does fucked up things topic seriously. And even though I wish there was more time to flesh some of her redemption out too, rather than just boom, 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 we're gonna hit these points and it's gonna have to be okay after this. In general, she made a very interesting character to watch. Whether or not I wholly approve of her or not, from a viewer perspective, she was very interesting to watch. And then after that is probably Scorpia, because I love the Golden Retriever types. I'm gonna be honest. I love them. I love her. I love Zach Fair. I love the TV show version of Starfire. I'm not talking about the comic girl. That's an entirely...
You're talking about the animated show.
Yes, because she is a completely different person from the comic one, and I felt like I had been lied to intensely.
and there's also that live-action Titan show.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're not going to talk about
I haven't even watched it, so I don't know what she's...
That's fine. That's fine.
Fine.
Which, if that says it's fine, then it's...
It's just below okay.
Well, and I have a million
Then
other
it's a
shows that
letdown.
people recommend to me that I'd rather watch first than something that's fine. Especially coming from you, since you know,
I'm a
like,
huge
all
DC
this
mark.
lore.
Yeah, I'm a huge mark, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. So, like, two of them are tropes that I love, and then the one is just because she was she was so hot and cold and up and down. She was a shit show, and it was great to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Is the way I viewed it. Okay, Bud, do next.
Essentially, I just have a list of characters that I like, and every other character I don't really give a crap about. So,
You have at least the three that the top 3 you like. Yeah, okay.
Double Trouble's totally there because I love Double Trouble.
Fucking right.
Entrapta, not Hordak.
Oh yeah, yes, of
not
course.
Hordak.
Not Hordak.
I
Hordak.
love Hordak too, but he has to be with Entrapta for me to like him more.
Right. Like, we talking about before Horde Prime Hordak?
Before and after, I like.
Yeah. Okay.
Not Hordak because.
Yeah.
He's funny as shit.
He really is. Such a dork.
And Scorpia. Like, those are the only ones I care about. Everyone else can, like, just do whatever they want. Oh, and I can't forget my favorite babies, Bo and our little sea captain. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, Seahawk.
Seahawk is literally number 4 on my list. You just missed the list.
Yeah.
Like, I just have a group of characters I like, and everyone else can just go away. I don't care. It's like, I just want... That's them. That's it. That's all I care about.
So adorable.
Right. So, yeah, starting with the worst ones for me. Third worst ones for me are... I'm just going to call them the Horde Trio, but Rogelio, Kyle, and Lonnie, all 3 of them get the number 3 spot. There was a lot that they could have done with them, a lot more they could have done, but in the end, they were like side main characters, where like they get a little bit of focus, but not enough. And that's why they're not like, that's why they're so like, I guess, high on the list for people that I don't like, or low. That's why they're not as bad as they could have been, because they were enjoyable when they were on screen. Yeah. But they didn't get enough character development. They didn't get enough time on screen. They had 1 episode. Whoop-de-fucking-do. My second worst character, there was a lot of potential, but the bads outweighed the good. Horde Prime. There was potential, but like I said, he's just a villain. Like, he's not even he has some good moments. I'm sorry, I know he's hot.
Yes,
but
he's hot.
That's
we all agree he's hot.
Alright, he's hot, and his color aesthetic, like, not in his interior, but the color aesthetic of him was just very pleasing to me.
Yes, no, and I agree with
white
that.
With a bright ass green.
Yeah,
yes. The way his design, and his like the color choices they gave.
His design, his
I'm
look,
okay for
his
that.
voice.
Yes, the voice was also good. And
do I wish he was a little bit more of the sassy villain, or like the very sophisticated villain that you're just like, oh shit, you really are
right? Yeah.
as hell.
I mean, it's just there was so much they could have done with him, but as villains go, he's really low on my list. They could have done better, but they didn't. They went with
they didn't have time.
Yeah, I know they did, and yeah, not their fault. They didn't have time. It's just ugh. But now the worst one. Oh Lord, this one's a hard one for me.
It is so hard.
Oh yeah.
But I would actually have to say it's pretty much a tie between Castaspella and Micah. Don't get me wrong, Micah is amazing. He gets his magic and stuff like that. And of course, Castaspella, I mean, she literally runs Mysticor.
Yeah.
But Castaspella, they could have removed her completely, and everything would have been fine.
Micah?
No, Castaspella, because I said they were both on there.
Okay.
They could have removed Castaspella, and it would have been just fine. She didn't even have to be there. Micah is tied for the purpose of they finally got him, like, in, what was it, season 4? Season 4. They finally got him on. And, yeah, he gave, like instruction and stuff at one point. But he was just an awkward character. Yes, I get it. He was on Beast Island for all those many years. And he was still alive.
I wish they kind of like actually had Micah in Mysticor. He just lost all of his memory and whatnot, and he was just deep in the bowels of Mysticor as like a secret ruler.
Right.
And just no one there to like try and upset him, because every time they tried, he would just have like a mental breakdown or something.
But yeah, there was so much that they could have done, but ultimately he was just an awkward character for me. And that's why he's tied for, like, not my favorite.
Yeah,
now for the top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
Well, we know number 1, so...
It may have changed a little bit. Number 3. So, some of you might know this, but some of you might not know this, but I actually like every good story needs a good villain. And surprisingly enough, my 3rd favorite character is Shadow Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and not as I hate her as a person, but that's the point of a villain. The point of a villain is not to say, I like this villain. It's so you can despise them. And all of the villain write notes. Like, it was like the Disney trope of, like, the evil stepmother or something, only cranked up to fucking 11. Like, you know, like at the very beginning, when it was Catra, she always berated Catra.
So you can basically say that Shadow Weaver is a lot like Mother Gothel.
Yes, only improved in my opinion. Because, yes, Mother Gothel was a great villain.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, in this case, it was more of
You got to see more of the subtleties of her manipulation.
Right, and they played that so well. And when Adora and Catra weren't there, she went to someone else that she could tweak, a.k.a. Glimmer. Glimmer is, we've already talked about her till we were blue in the face, but it was easy for Shadow Weaver to just get under her skin and just feed off of, like, what she wanted to do at the time. But every villain note that they hit was just hit perfectly with Shadow Weaver. Now my second favorite is Double Trouble, because it's fucking Double Trouble. Double Trouble, they are fantastic, sassy from the beginning. Even the one episode that you get where they were like, oh yeah, shit got real, so I'm just going to, lay low. Even then, having fucking Seahawk, like, lift his hand to do all of his acting, their acting, sorry. Oh my god. Double Trouble, they are...
a masterpiece.
Yes,
yeah.
They honestly, they could be on a tier of their own, just because they're that good. I want my Double Trouble show.
Yeah.
I just want a show where it's just nothing but Double Trouble.
Or like a really expensive figure of them. That'd be fun.
that would be nice. Now, my number 1 is a tie, actually. Because every one of you listeners has already heard me. I don't need to, but I'm going to anyway. Entrapta is Best Princess.
Yeah.
Because, she's just like that funny, kind of awkward. I don't know, her voice. I like the voice actor that they got for Entrapta. And boiled down, she really, she tried. And, I know some people. I know some people who are like that, where they tried, but just something like some kind of communication issue. Yeah, but she and as weird as she could get with technology, as Tara stated a few times. But she was just like every time she really needed to, she pulled through, and she fucking knew a lot of shit. She was extremely logical. She could build anything. She was like MacGyver. She could build anything from anything. Mm-hmm. But, like I said, that would have been where I ended it. But she is tied for first. Because how could I say no to that lovable one who gives the best hugs? That's right, Scorpia is tied for first. Yeah. And not just because she's just like big, dumb, strong, but extremely kind. But as time went by, because she was always too optimistic, which is why she wasn't necessarily my favorite of the princesses, because her optimism, she had that blind optimism. And I'm like,
she grew out of her naivete.
Pretty much, yeah. Because as I was first watching her, I'm like, I hope there's an arc where she actually checks into reality and realizes.
And they gave her that.
Yeah.
And all it took was one line to make me be like, all right, she's now tied with the role. Yeah, yes, so exactly. Good. That one, because the moment she seriously and sadly said that, you knew Catra really fucked up.
Yeah, she's out of control.
Scorpia, the only one. Thanks to her kicking Entrapta out, the only one who actually gave a damn about Catra said you're a bad friend and just left her. yeah, you really fucked up when you did something like that. And yeah, and then she got her powers back. She actually like reconnected with the Black Garnet, and she actually became like a princess.
Yeah, badass.
Even though she's not really a princess, but I mean, and she's honestly of all the characters, she seems the most personable because there's usually one person in the group who's like not necessarily naive, but they're super optimistic. They try to keep positive about every situation.
Yep.
And even when things get bad, they can realize that things are getting bad, but they still try. They still try to truck through. I mean, Bo was kind of like that with the Best Friend Squad.
But then there were times where he got fed up, which is fair.
Right. And with Scorpia, there were times when she got fed up too, but I don't know, she just put more of an effort of trying to get everyone together. Like, she had a longer fuse of patience than Bo. Then again, the worst that Scorpia had happened earlier than, well, the whole thing with Shimmer, Glimmer.
No.
Fuck, I legit forgot her name for a moment. Glimmer.
That's why I call her Glitter.
Yeah, right. It's like with Glimmer, because that happened, that was supposed to be the season finale of season 4 kind of thing. So it happened later, yeah. And I mean, arguably, ruining the entire world is much worse than, losing someone that you really fucking thought. But at the same time, it's kind of like they're both just as bad. If you like, depending on who the person is, what they've experienced, losing that one person that you really, really liked hurts a lot. So yeah, that's Scorpia and Entrap. They both are tied for best princess in my book.
Yeah, but as we said a dozen times, every single character since season 1 has been incredibly well written and
absolutely
overly realized, complete characters that are incredibly fascinating to watch. And that's why I fucking love this series, because of the characterizations of everybody.
Yeah, it's like I didn't even my bottom few.
Yeah.
I didn't hate them.
I still like watching them.
It was just they were worse written compared to the others.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, I fucking love this series, and I'm glad I got to.
Another thing I'd like to point out before we go,
Mm-hmm.
this series did that so few others do. The variety of body types and the lack of addressing them in canon. Scorpia is a large girl. Glimmer is chubby.
Yeah.
They had what's the name of the hunter lady? And she had huge
Huntara.
Yeah, Huntara.
She had the huge old swole muscles, which
Yeah.
you sometimes see in female bodybuilders and stuff like that. All of the women, not just the men, had diverse body types, and yet at the same time, this could be described as a somewhat girly show, despite having all this action scenes and stuff like that. But on the surface, people are going to see sparkles and magical girl powers.
Unicorns and glitter,
but
literally.
At the same time, like, if you compare shows like this show to, like, shows from even the 2000s, like, Winx Club and Witch and stuff like that.
Where all of them have pretty much,
Yeah,
skinny
identical.
hourglass types with the same. You could overlay their bodies and they're exactly the same. This show took the exact opposite direction, and then on top of that, it was never addressed. None of them were fat-shamed, but none of them were found like, oh, well, this body type was more beautiful than the other, because it wasn't the point of the show. It was just casually there.
Right.
And what a fantastic thing to put in a show that is primarily aimed at older children, but even some adults, too. Like, they know adults watch this.
Of course.
Right.
It's a wonderful message to put out there, because people do come in different shapes and sizes, and we should just accept that. Because there are Olympian-level athletes who are more round-shaped than they are hourglass. And that is such a wonderful thing that we never really touched on, because we were focused on how wonderful the show is. But it's such a small thing that means so much.
Yeah, it's one of those tiny details where when you actually stop and like look at that detail, it's like, it's a really fucking good detail.
Yeah,
like, there's no shame in it. It's just like, yeah, people are different. So what? That's not important. That's not important. Yeah. And they didn't like take aside from everything. Like, they didn't even like take aside to address that like body shaming and stuff is bad. They didn't need to.
They're on a separate planet, and they have a completely different culture, and here it's just fine.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So it's just like, why bring it up? Why try to fix an issue or something if it ain't even a problem? If it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing.
As Princess Bubblegum said, People get built different. We don't have to understand why. We just have to respect it.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, just...
An amazing series that just, it's so fucking fantastic.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you guys got me to watch it because a lot of times I just like get into like slumps where I don't really watch anything. Mm-hmm. But this time it's like, you were just like, hey, we're watching this. I'm like, okay. And I did. And it was a good time.
Speaking of watching things, did you want to do next series before or after plugs?
Let's get the annoying plugs out of the way.
Yeah, that's what we're doing on Movie Garbage. Gotta keep all the listeners listening till after our annoying plugs to find out what we're doing next.
Yep. So we'll start with the easy ones first. Yeah. Tara, plug.
Well, my only plug is artofTaraNestor.com. Tara spelled Tara, and Nestor spelled Nester. And I am going to try to actually update that because, well, I'm paying for the URL.
Fair enough. Kaylee?
It would be my website, mlwetzel.wixsite.com/mlwetzelart. If you need me to spell it, too bad. Figure it out.
And for me, I still, I still am gonna say the same thing as I always do on these shows until it happens. Don't have any plugs. Still working on things in the back burner. Things are getting a little crazy on my end. Mm-hmm. Now let's get the waterfall out of the way.
Yeah. Matthew Lewis Podcasts, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, Gmail, Letterboxd, just Matthew Lewis Podcast or ML Podcasts on all of those things. Listen to old Action Toon Bros episodes. Leave reviews. Also, Movie Garbage. Check out my movie podcast. Perna and Mars, Mysteries of Indignia. Hopefully it'll be up by this time because it's so far in the future. If I can check out all that stuff. I fucking love doing stuff and it's fun. That's all the plugs.
No.
What did I forget?
What old podcast series that you have you had that apparently has?
Oh yeah, I forgot about my book. Check out my book.
Yeah,
Forgotten Minutes Are King.
And if you're not into not into the whole like reading books thing, because I know some people are. There's no audiobook of it, but you could listen to the Forgotten Minotaur King podcast.
The free podcast.
Yeah, the free podcast, always an option. Fucking love doing podcasts.
Yeah.
All right.
So
now let's say I told Ben. Mm-hmm. He predicted one of the series I was thinking about doing. Possibly, we'll see.
I might see the future.
But now I'm giving Ben a choice between 3 different series.
One of them short, one of them medium, and one of them large.
We have short, medium, and long. Now, do you want the episode counts or do you want series vague? Hint about what they're about, or what?
I will ask one question because just for you viewers, I've already have my answer locked in the moment he gave me these choices. Is the short one 9 episodes long?
No, it's longer than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I was completely
I would say
wrong.
the short one is about as long as the
Spawn.
next series you picked, Spawn.
Okay.
The medium one is about as long as She-Ra, which we just did.
And long is One Piece. Got it.
Yeah, right. The long, not that long, but it is about a little bit less than Young Justice.
So less than 26 episodes?
Young Justice is 90-something episodes.
I thought you were talking about a specific season.
No. I mean the show.
Yeah, the entire...
Yeah.
Damn.
So the short one's about 20, the medium one's She-Ra length, and the long one is slightly less than Young Justice.
Well, good news... Well... You said...
Do you want me to give you another hint?
No.
All right,
no.
Okay.
I already told you I'm going to do the short one.
Okay.
So what's the one that I chose?
All right. We just got done a wonderful series with beautiful writing and a very wonderful feminine touch.
You know, this means that I chose something shitty.
Let's take that beautiful writing dialogue and turn that all the way down to ugh.
Oh, God.
Let's turn that feminine energy and turn that all the way to fucking dudes rock, bro. Let's turn that...
Beavis and Butthead!
Oh, yeah. Let's turn that...
That's short.
That tapping's gonna really fuck up this audio.
Please stop.
And let's turn that okay action scenes to fucking blood and guts, motherfucker, because we are doing Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal.
You know what? I'm actually very glad about glad that I was wrong, because I thought we were gonna go to something really fucking dumb.
Oh no, this show
no.
fucking rules.
I've seen some clips of this show.
I got to meet Tendon
Gargowski.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to meet him in person though. He signed my sketchbook with a drawing of Dexter.
You showed me that sketch actually.
Yeah.
But we're doing the 20 episode long Primal.
Yeah,
available on HBO Max if you want to follow along.
That's actually cool because I have not watched a single episode of it, but I've seen plenty of clips.
I've watched the show through more than once, and it's fucking incredible. Tara Kaylee, I do suggest you guys check it out. It's fucking great.
What's the medium length one?
The medium one. Do you want me to tell you what?
Might as well. What was the medium one?
The medium one was the little known superhero series X-Men Evolution.
Ooh,
that's always fun.
That was a good one.
The long one is one that I've wanted to do for a long time, but we probably will do eventually. Fucking Venture Brothers.
Oh my god.
Okay. So honestly,
one
now
of
that
my
I know
professors worked on Venture Brothers.
Awesome. It's 81 episodes long.
Now that I know what they are, I only have one regret. Because I really like X-Men Evolution. Mm-hmm. It is a great show. So I'm just sad I didn't choose medium. But Genndy Tartakovsky, always a good choice, so I'm not displeased. Thank God I didn't choose the long one.
Venture Brothers is fucking awesome, and I'd love to revisit it. But we're doing Primal for now. Yeah, we're doing Primal. It's gonna get fucking bloody. It's gonna be literally no dialogue for at least I know I'm not gonna spoil, but there's fucking literally no dialogue in the series. It's fucking intense. But it's fucking great, and I can't wait to watch it again.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Awesome. That sounds good, man.
All right. Well, we'll be joining you next time. These episodes will be posted soon. Check out the other podcasts, like I already said. We're gonna send you guys off
with our usual thing.
Curly's glove.
No.